Welcome to the Dungeon Crawl Classics Road Crew game Stories from Valtara. I am your judge, Shadowfoot. This will be an ongoing actual play of the Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG in a homebrew region of my making. We will follow a group of villagers as they seek to be more than just lowly craftsmen and peasants, seeking riches and glory through sword and sorcery, or die trying. The following is episode 9, and our party is greeted by a new ally, and here's rumors growing of a haunted graveyard. What is causing the dead to rise, and is this ally truly a friend? Find out now as we travel back to Valtara. Alright, welcome guys back to DCC Sunday Morning Drive Stories from Valtara. Where we left off, the party had gone and sought out a lost temple where there was a fountain that the local clergy used to get their holy water from. Some time ago, some creatures moved into the abandoned temple and basically scared everybody off. So you were hired to go in there, clear it out, and get some of the water. You ended up going inside, finding a basilisk, killing it, getting the water from the fountain, and making it back home, where you received your payment for that. Since then, your companion, the halfling Half-Pint, has discussed with you that maybe he's not as brave as he thought he was, and has decided that he is not going to continue adventuring with you. But fortune has it that somebody else approaches you guys as you're starting to make a name for yourself. So as you guys are in town, making about your time, deciding what you're going to do next, you have a couple things that have come up that you can possibly do. The first of which is a farmer has come to you guys asking for some help. One of his farmhands approaches you and tells you that the farm has been getting attacked by some wild beasts. This farm is off in the southeast corner of the area surrounding Ravenswood, near the woods. And something keeps coming out of the woods and attacking the livestock at night, killing and dragging away some of the animals. Additionally, there were, two night watchmen. One of them disappeared a few weeks ago, and the second quit shortly after. Additionally, you've been hearing rumors that there is a specter that has risen in the graveyard to the northwest, the opposite direction, that has been raising the dead in the area. People that have gone to visit their ancestors and pay respects and things like that have been scared off. And the rumor is that she looks like the late Baron Carver's first wife. He remarried, after the first one had passed away, and you guys, being from the town, know the Baron Carver. He's just a rich mercantile type. And he and his second wife had both passed away just a couple years ago. He passed away much more recently, actually, than that even. And so that is what is going on in town. So as you're walking around, Callie, do you want to describe the person that walks up and approaches them?
Well, you can't say for sure the age, but by the volume of the voice and the tone of the voice, you can say that it's a young guy. He's a hooded figure that approaches you, around like 6 foot tall. And yeah, that's how he looks. He's wearing this black overcoat, really dark, with some red details, and a staff in his hands.
All right, so as this guy approaches you, what do you guys do?
Hello there, sir. What can we do for you?
Oh, hello. I think I heard about the group of you before. I mean, you've been doing some errands around this place like for quite some time, haven't you?
Why, yes, yeah. We're an intermittent band, but one that does good work around here.
That's good. That's good. I take that you heard about the Spectre, right?
I did. That intrigued me particularly as it is befouling the area and a bit of plague against my god. So I for one am one to clean that up.
Yes. Cleaning. That's I believe that's quite a little bit violent for my purpose. I do wish to study such a being. Um, I will not be a burden to you, but if you are going the same way as me, would you mind to take me along with you? So while you do your stuff, I can study the being and its interactions with the place.
What say everybody? I don't have an issue with it, but there may not be much left of it after we're done with it to observe.
Is
I,
that a yes then?
I for one love cemeteries. Let's go.
Very well then.
Yeah.
I shall accompany you then.
All right.
And then whatever they are doing after this, I spend like 20 minutes talking their ears about the nature of specters and what they are, and I mean just geeking up.
All right. With that, Merlin, you've been, trying to find out more about this, and since hearing that it looks like the late Baron Carver's wife, you had gone to the home, hearing that the home had been unoccupied for a few months since the Baron actually passed away, and had looked through the house trying to figure out what may have caused his first wife, who was buried quite a long time ago, what caused her to suddenly rise. A couple things that you discovered in the house was a ledger about the burial site, the crypt of the Carvers, and how he and his wife were to be buried side by side. And since he remarried, there is another ledger with receipt for moving the remains of his first wife, so that the second wife, his current wife, could be buried beside him. And it doesn't describe where the first wife's remains were moved to.
And where is the spectre being seen currently, like physically?
In the graveyard.
But the graveyard is like a town graveyard, or it's like those private graveyards to the residents.
It is a town graveyard. It's not massive by any sense. This one's up in the northwest, so it's mostly those who live in the North District, the richer district. That's kind of where their families are buried. A lot of the people to the the poorer districts, especially out to the south in the farmlands, they all bury them. They have their own like family graveyards and things like that. But this is a more of a larger one for some of the wealthier folks. Yep.
Now you said that it's a ledger, right? So in this ledger, does it say which company or person would pay to move the body?
It doesn't have a receipt for the person. It just says services rendered. Describes kind of what it was, kind of like an order, but it doesn't have the name of the person who actually performed these services. You do, know that most large graveyards like this have a caretaker, so it's possible that the caretaker of the graveyard was the one that was paid.
All right. So when we go to the graveyards, I'm gonna talk to this guy.
Right. You do recognize too the Carvers, especially when you reach the front door of the house, and on the ledger too, you see the Carvers family crest as well. So you recognize that symbol. All right. Anything else anybody wants to do before heading off?
I want to get into Foundry.
Do you need the link?
I guess so, because I'm just not finding a way to the game.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat here in the voice.
What's the name of his first wife again?
The first wife's name was Kiara Carver.
Carver.
Yep, Carver. Carver. That's the last name. Baron Carver. All right. Looks like Oro's in. We're good to go. Everybody's in. All right. So anything else anyone wants to do before you head off to the graveyard?
Get all the supplies you might need.
Presumably, it's pretty close to town. If it's the town's graveyard, so we're probably not traveling that far.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, then yeah, I don't need any rations or anything.
Yeah, there's not many farms up to the northwest, as the forest is fairly close by. So you're probably looking at a couple hours walk to get out to where the graveyard is.
We know this is ghost and specters, right? Do we know anything that might help us prepare in that way?
Fire, holy water. How much of that holy water did we keep?
We gave it all up. We got paid a pretty penny for every ounce of it we gave up. So,
How much for a vial of holy water?
I think those are usually around. I can go look it up for you, actually. Holy water is 25 gold.
We have a cleric. Is holy water made by just like, is that a spell or like, is there just, you just bless it?
For DCC, you'd probably have to make it actually holy water. I could have them do a basically ask out to their god for to bless some water. So that'd basically be like calling upon their deity. Outside of that, finding natural sources that act as holy water, kind of like the fountain that you guys found down in that cave or the old temple.
All right, I'm going to buy 2 flasks of holy water.
Okay, you can do that easy enough.
Yeah, me too. So that's 25 each, right?
Yep, 25 per. So our dwarf is buying a couple holy water. I'll go ahead and throw those in your inventory. All right, and who else was that? Was that Hundo? Who else is buying?
Yeah.
Hundo, okay.
Yep.
All right, and you said 2 as well?
Yeah.
All right. Any other supplies you need?
Got some torches, got some oil. I think I'm ready.
All right, so what time of day are you guys heading off?
do we want to just go right after shopping?
Do I know if the specters only appear at night, or if they can appear in the morning as well, or afternoon?
You've heard rumors from several people that have visited. They mostly visit in daylight hours, so that's kind of usually a morning afternoon type thing. So they appear at daylight hours. You're not sure at night. You would assume just the same. But yes, they do appear. She does appear during the daylight hours.
Okay.
All right. With that, then you guys head off to the northwest, heading out of the North District towards the old graveyard. As you guys begin to approach, you notice that over the graveyard there seems to be a little bit of a darker sky. The clouds kind of come together, making it a bit dimmer. It's not dark, but it is kind of that really thick overcast that puts everything into kind of a gray light underneath these clouds. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and activate our graveyard and bring you over.
Well, with this music, something bad will happen.
Ooh, yeah, that got loud.
Sorry if it's loud, I can turn it down for us too. It shouldn't be too loud, but there we go. For you guys, if you want to, up above the chat, there is a little music symbol. I believe you click on that and go to global volume controls. You can turn it down for yourself. Any further than I did. I've turned it down almost to the bottom, so if it's loud for you guys, I'm not sure exactly why that happens. right, so you guys start to approach the graveyard. As you're approaching the graveyard, you notice that the graveyard has fairly high walls all the way around it. They're kind of stone and metal, roughly 10 feet high. Most of them are kind of rusted and overgrown by thick vines. The opening to the gate is cracked open. It's like a large double metal gate, and one of the gates is open wide enough for like maybe two people to walk side by side into the graveyard. Whoever left last must have left in a hurry as they left it open. As you come into the area, you notice that it's almost dead silent, other than a couple crows squawking off in the distance that you see fly away as you guys enter. You see graves all over the place near you, off to the left and right of the road here, and you can notice that in between the trees and things like that, this area is fairly flat, a little bit of rise and dip, little bit, but no actual like hills of any kind. And you notice that there are 4 crypts. The one in the very back right, you kind of struggle to see between like some trees and things like that. And then off to the northwest, the back left corner, you notice a larger shack, a building that looks like it has maybe even a barn off to the side of it as well.
Is there a wall around this whole place?
Yes. Yep. It's about 10 feet tall, brick and metal gate kind of wall.
Okay.
Do I see the gravekeeper?
You don't see the gravekeeper currently. You see nobody moving. It's all silent other than the crow that just flew off.
Are there gates at all 4, like this road going 4 directions? Are there gates going in and out at those 4 directions?
From where you are right now, you can't tell. If you're looking like straight across to the opposite side, you don't see a gate leaving. It seems like it's probably just the one actual main gate in and out. If there's another gate, you can't see it from where you're at. And as you look to here just off the road, you can see several gravestones, and they look like they are quite old, somewhat overgrown, and some of them are even like crumbling. So you can tell that this graveyard's been here for quite a long time.
So if I went out the gate and just jogged around the perimeter of the wall, how long would that take?
With how large this is, you'd be gone for probably 20 to 30 minutes at least.
All right.
How was the temperature in Tau, and how's the temperature after we cross the gates?
It is like pretty far into fall at this point, so it's getting to be a bit brisk and chilly. In here, it is even colder, and you hear the howl of a breeze or wind coming through from time to time, and that cold chill puts the hair on the back of your neck up as it hits you, almost feeling as if something is brushing past you.
Okay. Well, one thing that I came up with my studies on spirits and everything else is that they usually, when they are present, the temperature tends to go down. And you guys can feel the chill, right? So I think there's something here. And then I just realized one thing, and then I just looked to everyone else. Now, do you guys know how to fight a spectre?
Say that again?
Do you know how to fight these spirits?
Oh, not particularly. I mean, I've got fire and holy water. Skeletons you should use non-edged weapons against. Yeah, we don't have
just a sturdy short sword. That'll do it.
I can turn them, hopefully.
Oh, very well, very well, very well. Should we move then?
Yeah, I guess I am curious about whether we've got any other exits or entrances, but I'm sort of debating whether to go along the wall with our backs to the wall or stick to the path. It seems like a good way to get slaughtered is to stand in the middle and have everything awake at once. But let's go. boldly into the middle of the place.
Sure, I like that idea.
All right. As you approach the middle, you see a fountain off to the side of the road. Looks like it's gray stone with a statue of an angel in the center, and water is continuously slowly flowing. It's not like a heavy flow; it's just a little bit of water coming out of it, tipping into the base. And as you guys approach the middle here, you see the ghostly figure of a woman in a torn gown rise up from next to the fountain. She's going to appear. She's, again, wearing what looks like a torn gown, and there's even chains dripping off of her. The chains almost seem like liquid, as if they are moving off of her instead of being actually physically there. She screams and howls and darts through you and disappears. And I need all of you guys just to make me a will save quickly. All right, 14, 13, 11, 14. Who are we missing? Levi, Pin, Pete, Merlin, Hundo. All right. Hundo and Pin, this causes you to basically sprint back towards the gate that you know of. Sprinting back out of here. As her image and the wailing just terrifies you. You guys go sprinting back towards the entrance. When this happens, you also start to hear crumbling and groaning around you guys. And suddenly, the earth next to 5 of the gravestones begins to shift as creatures start to rise up out of the ground.
Wow.
These 5 creatures have risen up out of the ground. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and put us into our initiative order. All right. And we should be good there. Yep. All right. Everyone can roll their initiative. And FYI too, I also cleaned up our fleeting luck. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you see like a little set of scales. If you click on that, it brings up the fleeting luck. So Hundo and Levi both have 1 fleeting luck currently. All right, dang. The zombies rolled well, or everyone else rolled absolutely terribly. All right. So with that, Levi, you are up first. You see 2 of your comrades go tearing off towards the gate, seemingly terrified by the specter that just flew through you guys. And as that happens, you see 5 other figures rising up out of the dirt.
I'm going to attack this one here.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. With the short bow.
A 13 for 5 points of damage. Your arrow goes straight through this creature's head, and you see it collapse to the ground.
I want to stay where I am.
Okay. Oops, forgot to hit the beginning combat. There we go. All right, with that, the zombies are up. They shamble quite slowly. So it starts moving over this direction, not able to get to Hundo quite yet, but you see them beginning to shamble in your direction, not quite able to get to you. And then this one up here starts shambling your guys' direction, slowly. Hundo, you're up.
So I'm able to fight. This,
At this point, you flee, but then you see this coming up, and you kind of shake out of it, and like, okay, my allies are still back in here. We're here for a mission. Need to do something.
Okay. I will fight with my longsword here. Dearest one. No.
You go to swing at the first one, and your sword comes in. Still a little bit frightened, your hands shaking and trembling. Your sword swings wildly and misses the zombie. Alright, with that, Pete, you are up.
Alrighty. I'm going to try to hit that one that's coming towards us with the with my warhammer.
Pete, you're second level now?
I am second level, yep.
You smash this zombie in the face, crushing its head, and it collapses to the ground as well.
You might be able to take all those guys out at once with a turn.
Maybe, but I could also just screw it up because I seem to roll bad on spell-based things. Anyway.
Yeah, the last game was rough, so maybe you've gotten rid of all those bad rolls.
maybe, hopefully. That was a lot of ones.
So I'm gonna shoot my short bow at
this guy here. Okay.
Yeah.
You release your short bow, and it hits the zombie again, square in the head, and you see this one shamble, stumbling forward and collapsing to the ground, dead. Moving or staying where you're at?
Yeah, I'll move up to support Hundo.
Okay. All right, with that, Merlin, you're up.
Well. Very interesting. Didn't know that he has the capabilities of raising the dead. I just move here, and I will just study and observe this body. I'm not gonna take any action.
Okay. All right, Levi, you are up.
Alright. Alright, I'm going to shoot down here, this one.
Arrow goes flying in, just hitting it, doing 2 points of damage to that creature. Hitting it in the arm, you see it stumble a bit, but it stays up. Moving or staying put?
I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. Alright, on their turn.
Just to note, we should have started this adventure fully healed.
Yes. So if you were missing health, sorry, make sure you fill that back up.
I did just now.
Okay.
Just.
All right. I gotta roll a couple of these for the dead zombies. All right. Merlin, as you go to investigate that zombie, its hand suddenly starts to twitch, animates, and leaps at you. And it will make a scratching attack against you, Merlin, as you're hunched down there. But it is going to miss as it leaps towards you. You're able to bat it away, and this hand, just up on its fingers, is coming at you. The other zombies, this one will shamble far enough forward to be able to get at Hundo. So Hundo's going to take 2 attacks. The first bite from the top zombie, going to be a 16. Let's see, for you, that just hits, doing 4 points of damage as it bites into your flesh, catching a spot kind of in the arm, and grabbing you and biting you. Alright, the second zombie will bite at you, and that will be a miss. You bat this one away. The one that you were already in combat with has your focus, as the other one snuck up on you, grabbed your arm, and bit down hard. Alright, Hundo, you're up.
That's me? All right. longsword into the one that bit me.
All right, doing 11 points of damage. You slash this one straight across the throat, and its head goes collapsing down to the ground, and you have slaughtered this one. All right, any movement? Staying where you're at.
I'm pulling out holy water.
Okay. All right, with that, Pete, you are up.
Where's that hand thing that's on Mr. Merlin there? Is it like on his face, or did it go back on the ground?
It's right next to him.
Okay, I will just scoot around the corpse and try to squash the hand with the hammer.
Okay. All right, and you smash the hand. As it starts to turn and look at you, you smash it with your warhammer, crushing it. All of its digits breaking, and it is laying flat on the ground now, seemingly no longer moving. All right, Pin, you are up.
All right, so I'm just going to step right here and then swing at him with my short sword and follow up with a shield bash.
All right. Oh yeah, there you go. Smashing this guy. That is going to do a good amount of damage, and this one collapses to the ground as well.
Bash it for good measure.
You smash it, and it goes stumbling forward at you, collapsing dead, and you smash it with the shield bash, throwing it backwards, it landing with a thud on the ground just a few feet away. All right, Merlin, you are up.
Okay, so with my action, I will. I don't know. There's not much I can do, but I am. For now, I'm just gonna move here with him, and that's it.
Okay. All right. With that, Levi, you are up.
Okay. I am going to, if they're all laying down, presumably.
Yep, they're not moving currently.
There's one more over here.
They're all down right now.
Oh, this guy's even down?
He's just my token for the placeholder on the. Yeah, you can ignore him. He's just a placeholder.
All right.
I'm gonna move over here since I saw Hundo chop that one's head off. I'm gonna try to chop his head off while he's laying down.
All right.
See if that keeps him dead. Do I need to attack roll or what?
I'll say since it's not moving, no, you don't necessarily need to. So yeah, you can bring your sword and easily just slash through it, cutting that one's head off. All right, with that, I'll just roll for the last two zombies that were killed this round. And again, one of them, their hand begins to twitch and rise up and jump at you guys. So this is going to leap at Pin and attack him. The hand skitters up on its fingers, leaps at you, trying to scratch you, but you're able to block it away with your shield. Lands on the ground, skittering on its fingers, turning towards Hundo, and looks like it's going to leap at him next. Hundo, you're up.
All right, I'm going to stab the thing through.
And you slice this thing in half. You sever off like the thumb and two of the fingers, and it goes sailing through the air, falling onto the ground, limp and no longer moving. And at this point, all seems quiet in the graveyard once again.
I pour holy water on my bite wound.
All right. So we'll go ahead and end combat, and everyone give themselves another point of experience.
Chad, I don't know why, but I'm dropping the volume of the music, but out of nowhere, I just go up again.
Okay, tell you what.
Switches to a different song or something.
Is it doing that?
It
All
goes
right, let
back
me go
up.
ahead and I'll just turn it off. I'll mute it. There we go. All right. All right. So all seems quiet in the graveyard once again. You've got several of these zombies down. What do you guys
I'm gonna
want to
be
do next?
keyboard for a minute here while I walk this dog.
Okay.
Like that. Stink.
I'm gonna go investigate this tomb thing.
Okay. So you head over to the first of these large tombs, the mausoleum
Mausoleums or
types.
whatever, yeah.
All right. As you head over there, you notice that this one has a large crest on it. The crest itself looks like a bird with its wings up over its head, so it makes kind of like a circular shape. And the doors to this crypt are currently closed. So it's a big stone building with a angled roof. The roof itself has like stone shingles over the top of it. The doors to the front are actually gates. You can see into the crypt, and inside this crypt, you see the walls have several like urns and things on them, and in the center of the crypt is two graves, basically large sarcophagus stone sarcophagus type graves.
Do I smell any gold?
You do smell some gold in here.
Hey guys, we should check out these mausoleums. There's
I'm
gold in
not
there.
grave robbing. You do you. What's the symbol on the one that I'm looking at over here on the bottom right? Does it match the
The
card
one over
crest?
there has a different symbol. The one over there has a cross overlaying a like a sun type figure, kind of an artistic sun with a cross over it.
And sorry, what does the carver symbol look like that we're looking for?
It's a bird of some sort. You don't even know what the carver symbol is. But if Merlin was... Did you investigate this bottom left? Basically mausoleum there. You recognize, Merlin, that this is the symbol of the carvers.
So this looks like the place where they have been buried. Okay, so can I find the grave with the husband and the new wife?
You would assume that this is them, but
Like inside this place?
inside,
Okay.
yep. So inside the middle of it, basically, it's a fairly decent sized chamber. Inside the middle of it, there are two large stone sarcophaguses right in the center. Enough room to walk around those, and then the walls have like little holes, like space is big enough to put like urns. So it seems like more of the family, their urns are in here.
Okay. Do I know if the moving of the body of the old wife was a recent thing or
It
happened like longer?
it took place roughly, about a little over a year ago or so, it seems, and it was done after the second wife had passed away. You've looking at the ledgers, you have the dates for those kind of things, and are able to put that together. That it was moved. The first wife was moved when the second wife passed away.
But I do know that the second wife, wherever it is within this graveyard. So the body's here.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, sorry. Forgive me. The first wife.
Yeah.
The body of the first wife. It's in this graveyard.
Yeah, somewhere in this graveyard. Yep.
Okay. So I just looked to them like, well, what I believe we should do is we need to find the body where it belongs. I think that's a crime, but whatever.
That sounds like a good plan.
do you guys think?
Repeat the plan
Now,
for me.
how the hell are we gonna find? Sorry?
You want to find the body of the slain Baroness? Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, that's my initial idea is just to recover the body of the first wife, then come back to this place here, remove the body of the second wife, and then put the body of the first wife in its place. I think that should solve the problem. Or maybe we're gonna create a second spectrum of the second wife, but who knows? Last
Well,
case scenario, just burn everything to the ground, and then, well, that could solve.
Kind of unholy love triangle here.
As you guys are discussing this, 3 more zombies start to rise up out of the ground. You hear the shambling and groaning as they rise up. So
I put an arrow in.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, so what you guys are going to do, we're going to just roll this as the table initiative. So Callie, Oro, Sam, Scott, Zavin, and the zombies. So zombies take their turn to rise up out of the ground. So Callie, you are up. Merlin.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep myself here, protected, and I'm gonna pass my turn.
Okay. Hundo.
I'm gonna put an arrow through the closest one's brain.
All right.
Can you roll that for me? Sorry.
Oh, yep, absolutely. Longbow attack. That is going to be an 8. It's just going to miss. You try to take a quick shot as it's rising, but as it's rising, you end up hitting the gravestone right next to it. Your arrow shattering across the hard stone. Levi.
Also, I'm going to shoot at the zombie.
19 for 1 point of damage as the arrow sticks into its chest, but this one still seems to be coming at you.
I want to save that.
All right, Pin.
I'm gonna shoot also.
8. Your arrow too shatters against the stone as it kind of like trips from getting hit by the first arrow, and your arrow goes misses. All right, Pete, you back? All right, we'll skip Pete. Pete's off to the side. He doesn't realize this is going on as he's investigating this other crypt. All right, so we're back up to the zombies. The zombies begin shambling forward. Not quite able to get to anybody yet, but they shamble forward. And Merlin, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna move towards this one here. I'm gonna take my staff and just bash its head.
All right. And you smash it in the head for 4 points of damage. You see it stumble backwards and collapse to the ground. All right. Swings with a long sword at the first one here, slashing through it, cutting him straight across the midsection, the top half and bottom half falling and collapsing to the ground, doing 10 points of damage, and this one drops to the ground, no longer moving. All right, Levi.
I'm going to shoot the one that's left.
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh, gain some fleeting luck, doing 2 points of damage. Dazed and ferocious attack, speed and actions are reduced by half. I'm going to say with that one, you just slash through this guy, and he too collapses to the ground, dead. All right, as that happens, again, one of their hands rises up and attacks. That was third guy there, so he is going to rise up and attack. He's going to leap at the closest hand. The hand's going to leap at the closest figure to him, which is Pin, and attack.
Pin, watch out!
The hand stumbles forward, leaps at you, but completely misses, landing on the other side of you. All right, Pin.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around and just kind of stab it with my short sword.
All right.
And I miss.
You go to swing, and 9 is actually just enough, and you slash through this thing, cutting it down, and it too collapses and no longer moving. And with that, it seems quiet again for the meantime.
Do any of these zombies have anything on them?
They don't seem to. They all look like they've been here for quite a long time, so whatever scraps of clothing and stuff on them is all worn and torn up. Don't find any, valuables on them particularly.
Okay. Read a few gravestones. Any information there?
Several of the gravestones being quite old, like the names are almost worn off of them. But you see a lot of just names and dates and things like that. Most of the graves that you see, are dates going back over 100 years ago. So it looks like the majority of the graves here are citizens that have died long, long ago. But that's about all you get. You get a bunch of names and dates, and that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, assuming the big house in the corner is the
Gravekeeper house.
big house, let's go counterclockwise towards there. Like, shall we go to this crypt next?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, moving up towards that crypt. All right, moving up towards this crypt, you start to approach. Again, this one has the symbol over it. Looks like a artistic version of a sun with a cross over it. It too looks almost identical to the other one. Large stone building, stone shingles on the top, a front doors that are gates. They're currently closed and appear to be locked. Similar inside, you see 2 larger stone sarcophagus and the walls full of holes that have urns inside of them. Just FYI, for those of you who might not know, these large kind of crypts, you see a lot of these in Louisiana, here in the States, and things like that. The way they're designed is that the sun and heat basically turns and cremates the bodies inside the sarcophagus, and then once that body's become ashes, they put them in urns and then put the urns underneath, and then so that way the next family members can be buried there. So that's what you guys are recognizing here, is the current members are in the sarcophagus and older family members are in the urns who've, their remains have desiccated to that point. So that is what you're seeing inside these crypts currently.
But do we have names?
The names on this one, it looks like you're peering through. It's kind of dim, so it's hard to make out the names, but there does seem to be plaques that are next to each of the urns. Can't really make them out from outside, as it's dark inside the chamber.
Does my fire eye sigil ring match this symbol of cross and sun?
This one, no.
And just to, it should be default, but I've got my Pluto stone revolving around my head in case of missile attack. All right, I'm going to step into the script with the torch lit.
All right, you'll have to unlock the front gate in some way.
Oh. And we've lost our thief, huh?
Yep, the barber did not come meet you guys today.
Can we see how it's locked?
Yeah, the front gate, where the gate comes together, there's like a large box, somewhat large, probably like 8 inches tall by 5 inches wide, with a large keyhole in the middle of it.
Does the gate look weaker than the locking mechanism?
About the same. They're made of metal.
I'm gonna try a strength check against it here.
Okay. Yeah, with that you can tell, looking at the metal too, it's a little bit rusted and such like that. So you go to where the two gates, the gate doors meet, where that locking mechanism is, and you give it a really hard pull, and you hear creaking of metal and a snap as it seems the locking mechanism inside breaks and the door swings open.
All right. Light a torch.
Such a brute.
All right, you light a torch and step inside. As you step inside, you can see that there are a couple sconces on the walls, one to the right, one to the left. And looking around now inside, you see the large sarcophagus is in the middle. You see the name Prospero on the plaque. So this seems to be the Prospero family crypt.
So, what do you see?
Just the Prospero family crypt. I'm not seeing anything living in here. Do you want me to disturb a grave, or shall we move on?
Wow.
I tried putting a torch in one of those sconces.
All right. It lights, or you put the torch itself in there, and it holds it. Nothing else seems to happen. But as you do that, rising up out of the back wall, basically like coming through the back wall, the Banshee comes once again. And she is going to leap at you and attack. That is a 23 total. So that is going to hit you and drain 2 points of your stamina, taking you down to a 12 on stamina. And she wails again and then goes flying out the front gate past you guys and soars off and disappears into the ground. What do you do, Hundo? As this thing she just comes flying through the wall, grabs you with her hand, screams, and then flails out the wall, out the other side.
I believe this is a sonic attack.
Oh.
Can we?
Oh yeah, you would have saved against that. The stamina drain. I forgot there is a save against that.
Okay.
Give me a will save.
Will save. Okay.
Versus the stamina drain.
Let me check something really quick. If it's 14, is that improved by will save? It probably doesn't. But I can't remember which.
Will is based off personality. Yeah.
Okay. It's -1. This.
I'll say that's just enough to save you from taking that stamina drain. But you do feel like where she grabbed you is like burning from cold, not from heat. From where she grabbed you. Splash with some holy water. like it's like cologne. There you go.
Just good for anything.
All right. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I think this is a sonic attack, so I think we should be plugging our ears so that we can't hear. Any thoughts?
I would rather a face-to-face attack.
Okay. I'm definitely going to plug up my ears with whatever cotton scraps I can put together. I'm going to try to make myself as deaf as possible here.
All right. So you plug your ears with what you can find.
check out the other crypts.
Are we looting graves or are we respecting this?
I don't know. There was gold down at the other one. Just saying.
Yeah. Did you check gold here?
You
Oh,
can
I
smell
know.
some gold in here as well.
Name is Prospero.
Are we grave robbers now?
No,
Well, I pretty much always have been, but
we
I
rob,
I don't
rob
like-
evil things graves, not
don't like to
normal
start-
peaceful people.
party, you know.
All right, so we can now go to this one or this one to find this first wife. This is probably the gatekeeper house.
Okay, that's north. Are you going to the northeast?
Yeah.
Looks like they start actually heading off towards the rest of the party's heading off towards the west.
Okay.
All right, you start heading towards this one, and the symbol you see over the crypt on this one looks like a acorn with straw reeds going around on either side of it to circle the acorn. And again, matches the other ones. Large stone with a metal gate. It too appears to be locked.
All right, I got to straight check the lock.
This one seems a bit either you're soft from that last the specter grabbing you. It seemed to maybe weaken you just a little bit, or this one's a little bit stronger. Not quite able to break it open on that try. As it rattles and makes noises, you're gonna have 3 more zombies begin rising up out of the ground.
Although I find this fascinating, it's kind of starts irritating me, those zombies.
And with this, Merlin, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move here, and I'm going to crash this stupid here with my staff. Oh,
You swing, but again, as it's coming up out of the ground, it's moving awkwardly and rapidly, and your swing misses wildly over its head.
Okay.
Right. Hundo.
I'm gonna smash this with a longsword.
Torch in one hand, longsword in the other. You run forward and swing.
Trying to penetrate the brain. No.
Again, with a 9, does just hit, and you slash through, cutting its head in half, kind of right across the eyes and nose kind of area, slashing this guy down, and it collapses to the ground.
If I can, I advance a little bit.
Yep.
Protect the.
All right, Levi.
Going to move up to here. Shoot this one. Alright.
And 8 just misses. Your arrow goes sailing off into the bushes and shrubbery on the far side. Pin.
Let's see. Can I get all the way around over here or not quite?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. All right, and I'm gonna swing at that guy.
All right.
Yeah. Oh.
And you smash this one again in the head. It goes stumbling backwards, tripping over its own gravestone, flipping over onto its head, collapsing onto the ground, no longer moving.
I'm Pin, zombie killer.
Now kill me, Pin.
Watch me turn this undead. All right, Pete, you're up.
Sorry, I had some issues with the VTT there.
Okay, you're fine.
I think I'm back now. I guess if there's a zombie in the back there, I'll go after this one.
Yep, that's the last one standing currently.
Lost my character sheet. There we go.
All right, and you smash this one with the warhammer, bringing it up under the chin. It goes falling backwards and collapses to the ground, dead as well. All right, and with that, we roll to see if these things rise back up. None of these ones seem to change, but you do hear off in the distance another one rising up out of the grave. Seems at this point they're starting to rise a bit faster. All right, back up to Merlin. What are you doing?
I'm gonna smash the hands of this one that I'm in front of.
Okay. No need to roll for that. You smash the hands of this zombie, making sure that they don't rise back up like a couple of them previously have done. Moving or staying where you're at?
I'm going to move here.
Okay. All right. Hundo.
Arrow through the brain.
And your arrow goes missing wildly, again shattering against the gravestone that this thing is currently rising out in front of.
Nice.
Levi.
I'm gonna shoot that guy too.
That one, 5 points of damage, arrow straight through the brain, and this one collapses to the ground.
Okay.
All right, moving or staying put?
We're gonna stay.
Okay. That then, Pin, what are you doing?
I guess I'll move up here. I figure we're moving towards the north anyway. So.
All right.
Get the gate to that crypt.
Oh,
Smash.
you want me to check the gate?
Yeah, smash it open.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought I wasn't supposed to rob any graves.
Well,
Okay.
we want to take a look inside.
Okay, because you guys were telling me I can't go get the gold.
Yeah,
I didn't.
So yeah, do either strength check or hit it with your warhammer. First time you try to grab the gate and pull, and it doesn't seem to have any give currently. All right, Pete.
Are we still in combat track, I guess?
Yes, technically, yep.
Okay, so I guess I'll just move. I'm going to try to go knock on the door to the north, but I'm just going to move as far as I can here.
Okay.
Which I think is 25, so...
All right, you start heading north. As you are heading north, you can see the building from here. It looks like some of the windows are boarded up. You can see a little bit of smoke coming out of the chimney on the top. And you also see several zombies beating on the building. It looks like they are trying to get in. And with that, we also roll to see how many come back, and 2 more zombies are going to rise up out of the graves. All right, Merlin.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my movements and my action to move. Just a second. To move here.
All right, anything else or just moving currently?
Just moving currently, yeah.
All right. Then with that, we are up to Hundo.
I'm moving up, and I'm drinking my potion of enlargement.
Ooh,
Die
all right.
50.
All right, so I think that automatically casts or results in a 15 on the enlargement spell. So let me make sure I remember exactly what that is. In the book, enlarge is 139. So 15, you increase in size by 25%, conferring a +1 attack bonus, damage, and AC to the greater size. So your attack and damage goes up by +1, and your AC is currently up by 1. All right. So we'll go ahead and tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here and make you slightly larger. All right, you enlarge by 25%. All right.
The main group as fast as possible here.
And with that, then, we are up to Levi.
Okay. I'm gonna move over. I'm going to shoot this one.
Okay. With a 12 for 4 points of damage, you hit this one right in the back of the head. It falls forward into the building, hitting it with a thud, and then collapsing to the ground. All right, with that then, Pin, you are up. You gonna keep trying to get in here, or...
I was under orders from Hondo to go and try and open a place, but if he wants me to come help, I can. So.
Go ahead and just give me a quick intelligence check, Pin.
Okay. Oh, I don't know about that. Let's see.
All right, with a 15, with your dwarven vision and your knowledge of stonework, you're looking in here, and it looks like the lid to one of the sarcophagus is slightly off.
Oh.
Like it's not
okay.
fully sealed back in place where it should be.
All right, armed with that knowledge, I am going to go up to my friends. Actually, I'm going to go around this way. And I'll take a shot at this zombie right here.
Okay. For 4 points of damage, that one hits this one in the head, and it too goes down. All right, Pete.
I'm going to try to turn this group up here.
Okay.
The ones that are bashing on the house. Ooh.
Ooh, 18. Very good. So with
Total
that, you are going to... These are all one hit die. So 1d6 plus character level. Go ahead and roll that d6. 4. So that's going to be 6 of them turn. I would say, what is the range on that? 30, and it's a cone. So I'll say, yeah, you get the 3 that are in front of you here. All seem to see you raise your holy symbol and seem to be frightened by it and look like they stop banging on the windows and look to run. And with their turn, they will run. So they go scrambling off away from you as far as they possibly can.
Man, that's so amazing. I really like this ability.
All right, we had 2 go down in between turns, and one of their hands is going to rise up. And that is going to be the second one killed. So this one over here, you see a hand start to animate, split off of the zombie, and start moving. It'll have just enough movement to get over to Merlin, and it is going to attack at Merlin. There we go. Oh, so I select right. There we go. Token. That is going to be a 17 or 19 for 2 points of damage against Merlin as this thing leaps up and scratches through your cloak and gets you for 2 points of damage.
Oh, God.
All right. With that, those 3 ran away. This zombie will begin shambling forward. Not quite able to get to Pin. And at the same time, 5 more zombies begin to rise somewhere out in the graveyard.
We need to get inside the house. No.
All right.
How much damage?
So those guys are coming out. They'll spend their turn rising up out of the ground. So we're up to Merlin. You are up.
I will rush inside this house.
Run to the house. Okay. As you run to the house, you get to the front door, and the front door, you go to open it, and it's not opening. It seems like it's barred from the other side.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, I would just stop, like, bashing the doors and just start, like, saying, I'm alive, please let me in.
All
We
right.
chased off the zombies. Open the door.
With that, you hear a squeal inside and some muffled voice, as it sounds like there's someone terrified inside. So with that, Hundo, you're up.
Well, I think getting in the house is a good idea, but I'm not going to run in there while there's guys out here fighting. So I think I'm just going to take bow and arrow and try to take this guy out.
Okay. Just fire normally. We'll add the +1 after the fact.
Okay.
19 for 5 points of damage. Your 25% larger arrow goes sailing through into this thing's chest. It goes stumbling backwards, like pinned to the ground by this larger arrow. And that one is down and no longer moving. All right. Levi.
Gonna shoot this guy directly across from me.
Okay. This one shambling towards Pin. Ooh, another fleeting luck. I think that puts you up to 3 fleeting luck currently. Yep. All right. 6 points of damage, and this is going to go into the creature's ear. Go ahead and roll me that d6. It's not needed, but let's see how much overkill you get. All right. Arrow goes straight through the ear of this creature and pokes out the other side, and this one is down for the count. All right. Any movement or staying where you're at? All right. You move up towards the house. With that, Pin, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to, let's see, I'll move up here. Take a shot at that guy.
Okay. All right. As it's rising up out of the ground, it's about halfway out. You fire your arrow, just barely missing the gravestone in front of it and nailing it straight in the chest, and it falls forward on its face, no longer climbing out. Any more movement or staying put?
I'll move up. What I can do probably like there.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right, Pete, you are up.
Do I see those ones over in the east?
In the dim light, you see something moving over there, but it's hard to really make out too much more than that. You can see that there are figures starting to move over there.
Okay. Before I move, I'm just gonna yell at the people in the house that we're heroes from the town. We're attempting to cleanse the evil in this graveyard. Stay put for now, and we'll once we succeed, we'll come back and ask for you to come out.
With that, before you leave, you can hear, it looks like whoever was inside moved closer to the door, and you can hear him kind of like against the door saying, "Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you. We've been held up here for a week. I'm almost out of rations. I thought the end was near."
The end for these things is near, and then I'm going to charge off.
All right. With that, then, we move back up to the zombies, and the zombies are up. We've got 3 that died that round. They all are dead. You don't see any severed hands moving off of these 3. All right, for the zombies that are there, these guys, I don't remember if they get will saves at any point or not because they're so low level. Turn creature continues to flee for 3d10 minutes. Nope. Okay, they're just gone. They continue to flee. You run that direction, they run back off this direction. Trying to get away from you. Heading to the back corner of the graveyard. The hand will go charging forward at the large figure. So this is going to be against Hundo. That is going to hit 21 for 1 point of damage. But Hundo can take 1 point of damage. All right. The other 3 zombies will begin shambling forward. And on that turn, another zombie begins to rise.
I think the dwarf, the elf, and I should try to make a line against the zombies, and the cleric and the magic user should try to find a way inside the house, convince this lady that the person to let us in.
All right, well, we are back up to Merlin.
So was they able to enter the house?
It sounds like there's someone on the other side of the door, and they are, appreciative of help. You haven't heard any shifting, like, whatever's barring the door being moved.
I start to feel nervous. Okay. For now, I'm just gonna move. Is there any rule where I can prepare an action?
Yeah, I can say you can prepare an action.
All right. So if any zombie get like 5 feet from me, I'm just going to smash it.
Okay. All right, Hundo.
All right. What range is that? Short to medium. I'm going to go for that closest zombie with the bow and arrow.
Okay.
Trying, as always, to penetrate the brain.
This time your arrow flies wildly over and misses somewhere off into the distance. Levi.
All right. Guess I'm gonna move over to here so I can get a clear shot at this zombie down here.
Okay. And this one too, as it's shambling out of the ground, you land an arrow straight into its head and it collapses to the ground, half out, laying there motionless. Any more movement or staying put?
I want to say.
Okay. Then we're up to Pin.
Okay, I am going to shoot at the far guy.
Okay. Again, your arrow, you let loose and it goes sailing, just barely missing behind it as it's shambling forward.
Dang, there goes my streak.
Pete.
I'm going to move up to this one and try to hit it with a hammer.
Right. Bring out your mighty warhammer. Charging forward, you swing, but the thing seems to stumble itself, and your swing goes over its head as it almost falls over in half and then gets itself back up. All right. Back on to the zombies. As this is happening, We've got 5 characters here. Pin next to you, rising up out of the ground, kind of behind you suddenly. You feel cold, like ice cold hands grab you around the throat as this thing goes to attack you. Whoops, ignore that. That was the hand. Okay, we'll use the hand. The hand attacks first versus Hundo. A 17. I think that just hits. Your AC is currently 17. So Hundo takes another 2 points of damage from this hand that is attacking him. All right.
Oh, so the spectre revealed itself.
The specter rises up and attacks at Pin. 21 grabs you around the throat. Go ahead and give me a will save. Ooh, with that, you will take 4 points of stamina drain, taking you down to 9. And she screams again and goes flying towards the house. She kind of hits off the house as if she's hit something she can't go through, and is kind of floating there now, looking quite angry. All right. With that, then, the zombies move and attack. So the first zombie here versus Pete. Tries to bite Pete. That is only going to be a 13. I believe that misses you, correct?
Yep.
So you're able to block away its bite as it comes at you. The other 2 begin moving towards Pin, unable to get all the way there. And the one zombie that was killed does not rise back up. It is dead. And 4 more zombies begin to rise.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta do something that makes sense.
Well, we need to talk this person into letting us into the house.
Right.
I think the key's at that well.
Oh, and the other zombies up to the top are just scrambling as far away as they can possibly get. And they're just kind of hit the edge of the wall of the graveyard. All right, we're back up to Merlin.
So I see the spectre just moving, like closer to me and into the house. I just look at this like, you're really, really forcing my hands, but so be it. Then I just, open my arms, step on one side and hands on the other, and my clothes start like to become like really wet, like red wet. And then you see the, blood starts coming from every single spore of my skin. My start like dropping from my eyes as well, and then like I become like this wet bloated image of blood, and then the blood just come away from my body and it starts to take this form of needles, like needles upon needles, and I just shoot those needles towards this ghost. There you go.
17. You fire a single missile that does equal to 1d4 plus caster level of damage. So go ahead and roll that d4. So 4 points of damage to the creature.
And after that, I'll just move here.
All right. So that description was his mercurial magic. All right. So with that, it hits the creature, and as you see the specter there, she turns at you, and her hair flying up into the air, her mouth opening unnaturally wide as she starts to howl at you. And you can notice on her chest that she's wearing a amulet, like a necklace, in the shape of the carver's symbol. So it's that bird with its wings up, forming kind of a circle. All right. With that, Hundo, you're up. You step forward towards the ghost.
Yeah, and I splash her with a vial of holy water.
Ooh, all right. So let me remind myself. Does it give me a description of what holy water does? D4 of damage to undead creatures. So go ahead and roll a D4. Actually, give me a ranged attack first. So that'll just be a D20 plus... plus your D4. So roll a D4 and your D20. It's ranged, don't have any additional dex. 14 versus her is going to hit. So go ahead and roll a d4 for damage. You do an additional 3 points of damage to her with the holy water. All right. Her eyes now turn to you, glowing with like this ethereal green. And she looks quite angry.
Remember, I'm trying to be deaf here.
All right, Levi, you're up.
Gonna move down to here.
Okay.
Shoot this zombie across from me.
A 10 will hit for 6 points of damage, and this one, as it goes stumbling forward, looks like it's about to reach out for Pin. Your arrow strikes it, and it collapses to the ground.
Move a couple more.
All right. And Pin, you're up.
I turn, look back at Levi, say thanks, and then I charge this guy
All right.
with my sword and a shield bash.
Okay. Your sword slashing through it for 12 points of damage. A mighty blow severs this thing in half. As it's coming like to reach out towards you, you cut one of its arms off, and the blade continues through its stomach, and you slash it open, its guts spilling out all over, and then you bash it with the shield, throwing it back a few feet, and this one is no longer moving, and it is a mess. All right, Pete, you're up.
Okay, with the ghost there, I'm gonna move towards it. I can't reach it, but I'm gonna try to cast paralysis.
All right.
So I'll be putting this through my staff too. So I'll be doing the D4 after that.
Okay. Woo! Nice.
Oh, your god likes you this day.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, time.
All right, so your bonus currently to spell casting is +2, so that'll be a 24, plus 3, that's a 25. So it stays within the same realm. So you designate up to 3 targets within 100, I'm assuming that's feet, and paralyzes all of them. Any creature of 4 HD or less is automatically paralyzed. Creatures of 5 HD or more receive a will save. This creature is less than 5. And it lasts for 2d6 plus 6, or it's 2d6 plus character level round. So go ahead and roll the 2d6. So 10 rounds. So she is paralyzed. You can see her figure now. She's almost like, you see her arms come out, and as if she's like crucified, locked into position, and can no longer move.
Power of Danthar compels you.
Her hair that was like flowing wildly in the wind, it too almost seems to freeze in place. Her gown freezes in place, and she's unable to move.
I guess I'll just hit another couple of the zombies too, since I have.
Okay.
How many creatures could I hit?
3.
3. Yeah, so just the nearest 2 zombies that I can see.
Okay. So I'm just going to throw a random icon on these guys, because I don't know which one is technically paralyzed, so we'll just do that. To signify that these ones are all paralyzed and no longer moving. All right, what a casting. All right, that gives you, you also have 1 fleeting luck now as well. All right, what a great move that was from Pete. All right, as it gets up to the creature's turns, you see her, you can hear sound coming out of her mouth, but she is unable to move. And I'll say because of that too, she's unable to cry out and make any actual attack with her wail. The 2 zombies that are stuck aren't moving. The 2 that went down that round, looks like one of them, their severed hand, is going to rise up. And then the other 3 will start shambling forward. The hand moves towards Pin. The other hand is going to chase Hundo because that was the one it was attacking. So the two-hand attacks. The first one versus Hundo. That is a 17, so just hits, doing 2 points of damage to Hundo. And the second one versus Pin. That is only an 8, so that is going to miss. And 2 more zombies rise. All right, with that, we are back up to Merlin.
Okay. I start moving towards her, and you see that the blood in my clothes start like to boil. And then I just look at her. Well, I heard you were being cold, well, darling. So I'm just gonna warm you up, and then I just throw flames through by my hands. So that's what burns a single target for 1d6.
Yep, go ahead and roll that d6. 5 points of damage to her.
Burn!
And you see as she's unable to move, the flames writhe around this spiritual figure, almost going like through her. At first, you don't even think it hits her, but then you see agony on her face as her face contorts as she's paralyzed here. And it does seem that she took that damage. All right, Hundo.
Well, I guess we've got a couple turns with her, so let me fight the hand here. The hand that bit me.
Oh yeah, you smash this hand with your long sword. It goes sailing kind of through the air, hits the tree over here, and then falls limply to the ground. All right, movement or staying put?
Well, if nobody else does, I'll try to coup de grace this thing next time.
All right. Then Levi, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to move to about here. Shoot this guy.
All right. You fire your arrow, and you hear it crack and shatter off of the fountain.
Stay put.
All right. Pin, you're up. One zombified hand in front of you.
Oh yeah, I'll stab at it.
Oh, yeah, and you smash this one to bits as well.
Let's see. This guy dead?
He's paralyzed. You see him, like, just his arms reached out, trying to step forward, but unable to move. It has stopped moving.
Okay. I'm just gonna like move to the side here. I think I'm supposed to be forming a wall, so I'll just stay there.
Okay.
And wait.
All right, Pete, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna approach and try to damage the Banshee ghost thing. I suppose I have my staff out this time because that's what I use for the spell, so I will try to hit it with the magic staff.
Okay. A 13, you do 3 points of damage. The staff, as you go to swing and hit, you've never struck at a ghost necessarily before, so you're not sure exactly what to expect, but you feel as if you made contact with something, and then the staff goes through the figure, and it does seem to react to that hit and takes that damage. All right, back up to the creatures. She again trying to wail. You can hear sound and air coming out of the mouth of the creature, but no actual wail is coming out. The two paralyzed zombies there. one dead hand. And no, 2 dead hands. No zombies died that round. So everything that is here is going to begin shambling forward again. This one will just get to Pete. This one not quite. And so then we'll just have 1 zombie attack versus Pin. That is a 13. I believe that misses. Yep.
Yep.
All right. And then we got one more back here. It starts moving forward. Oof. 6 more zombies rise. And a couple of these are going to rise from right near you guys. The others will be back here. All right. More zombies rising. Merlin, you're up. Another flaming hands at the spectral figure. Go ahead and do as up to 3 targets within range. It's only going to be her. So go ahead and roll that d6. Nice. Maximum damage, 7 points of damage. As this flame envelops her, you see her writhing in pain. She seems to come out of the paralysis and attempt to fly towards you. But as she does, her ethereal form starts to turn to ash. And you see this like bluish turquoise ash just fall to the ground as her body starts to deteriorate from the ground up. Leaving her, nothing behind but this ethereal ash on the ground. All right, staying put. Are you muted, Merlin?
Sorry. What dropped from the body?
Looked like this like bluish turquoise ethereal like ash is left behind. The body like turned to ash, the spiritual form.
Okay. And there was no effects on the zombies.
The zombies aren't within. Oh no, yeah, no effect on the zombies. They still seem to be coming currently.
Okay. Yeah. For now, I'm just gonna stay put. Yeah, I'm just gonna move here, and that's it.
Okay. Hundo, you are up.
I go to the door and say, knock on it politely and say, can you let us in? We've got a lot of zombies starting to circle here.
You hear the voice outside. There's zombies. I can't open the door if there's still zombies outside.
I guarantee your protection, but we'll be able to fight these zombies much better within the house than outside of the house.
Go ahead and give me a personality check. You're trying to beat a 14.
Oh boy, that's personality sucks.
Just enough. Well, okay. And you hear a large, something large moving from in front of the door. You hear like a dragging of something, and then you hear something clicking and unlocking, and a creak as the door begins to open. All right. With that, Levi, you're up.
I'm going to.
Which time?
And I'm going to shoot this guy here.
Okay. For 4 points of damage, the arrow goes straight through the creature and it collapses to the ground. All right, Pin.
Swing in with the short sword at that guy, and then I'll follow up with the shield bash.
Short sword just hitting this time, but you find that it does a good amount of damage as you two slice through this thing's chest, doing 11 points of damage. And then your shield bash, as it's falling backward, your shield bash just misses. But it collapses to the ground, no longer moving.
Alright, I'm gonna back up just a hair.
Okay.
right there.
All right, Pete, you're up. You saw the ethereal form of the specter turn to this turquoise ash on the ground, and the zombies still seem to be shambling forward.
I'm going to try to turn these ones to the south here.
Okay. You will turn one of them with that roll.
That's the closest one there.
All right, so on its turn, it will begin fleeing, which is its turn next. So it will flee from you as far as it can. And I'll put that this one is frightened. All right. Then with that, the other zombies all begin shambling forward again. That one will just reach you. This one will come up short. These two died. No hands rise off of them. This one will continue chasing Pin. This one will just get up to Levi as these other ones begin moving forward as well. All right, so looks like one attack versus Pete, one attack versus Pete and one attack versus Levi. So first one versus Pete. Ooh, natural one. It makes a reflex save. As this one comes forward at you, it is going to fall on its face and trip, and it is going to be flat on the ground in front of you. Now it's like crawling on its stomach towards you. The other one versus Levi. That is only going to be a 6 as it slashes at you and tries to grab you and bite you. You're able to block away its attack, no problem. All right.
Bubble.
Back up to Merlin. Merlin, as the door starts to creak open, what are you doing?
Okay, so the door is opening now, correct?
Yep.
So first of all, I'm going to grab all the dust, ashes, or whatever that drops from the spectre. I'm just gonna, take for myself.
Okay.
And is this an action, or can I still take an action?
That would be your action, because it's going to take you a moment to, either get a vial that you have you could put it into, or even, a cloth and, make a sack out of it to put that into a little pouch.
Okay, so I'm going to enter the house.
Okay. You grab all that, and you enter the house. All right. With that, then, Hundo, you're up.
I'm going to arrow at the bumble dead in front of Pete here.
Okay.
Don't miss.
Oof, he misses.
Oh no.
Go ahead and fire one more time. It looks like a 13. I believe that still misses. Yep, so you miss, and it goes firing wildly off into the distance, but does not hit your ally. All right. With that, then, any movement or stay where you're at?
I'm going to stand in the doorway here, as long as it looks like these guys are retreating towards the door here.
Okay. Then, looks like Levi's up.
Okay, I guess I'm going to drop my bow and arrow and draw my mithril sword, longsword. Can I still make an attack with that, or is that?
Yeah, I'd say you can go ahead and do that.
Oh,
Yeah, especially if you're just dropping and pulling. So you drop your longbow, and in one motion, you pull your sword out and swing at the same time, slashing this guy in half, and this zombie collapses to the ground.
all right, that'll do it.
Okay. All right. With that, then, Pin is up.
All right, I will step forward, swing, and follow up with a shield bash. And I missed.
Right. With a 6, you go to swing at this one, but miss. But you come around with the shield bash, and the shield bash will knock him back. And your shield bash, we'll say that does a d4 of damage. So go ahead and roll a d4. And you'll do 5 points of damage as you smash this thing. You miss with your short sword, but then you bring the shield around with a mighty blow to its face, flinging it back over a gravestone. It kind of flips and tumbles, lands motionless on the ground. All right. Any movement? Stay put. Then Pete.
Oh, sorry, I'm staying.
You're fine. You're fine. Pete will go ahead and smack at the zombie on the ground with his hammer. And he crushes the skull of this creature as it's trying to get back up. Alright, back onto the creature's turns. We've got 1, 2, 3 that died. And one of them is going to rise back up. And I believe the second one that went down was the one Pin was fighting, so that is the one that rises back up. Alright. The hand scrambles forward and leaps at you, Pin. Attempting to scratch you. It fails. You bring up your shield, knocking it back down to the ground. Alright, the other zombies will all continue their movement. One more reaching Levi, a second getting close, a third getting close. Those two are still paralyzed. Alright, so we'll have one more attack versus Pete. You hear the groaning and growling of these creatures. Oof, natural 20. So, hey, I mean, it's only 1 point of damage, so that's not too bad. Unnatural boils sprout spontaneously around the wound. These are extremely painful to the touch and automatically inflict 1 point of damage in any round where the character exerts himself physically. The boils can be healed by magical healing. Alright, so Pete's got some boils on him starting to form. Alright, and with that, we move down to the zombie attacking Levi. That is a 16 versus your AC?
Yeah, that hits.
Alright, for 2 points of damage, and Levi finally takes a hit from one of these zombies that grabs him and begins biting at him. The other 3 zombies up there, I think they got at least one more round of being turned before they begin to come back. And 4 more zombies arrive. Seems an unending wave of these things beginning to possibly get to the point where they could overwhelm. But you guys are putting them down fairly quick. All right, back up to Merlin. You are inside the house now. You see inside what looks like a fairly old caretaker. He looks quite thin and malnourished and quite terrified. His hands are shaking as he's like holding the door as you come running past him into the house.
All right, so when I come past like in the house, well, I take that I still have vision of this zombie here, right?
Out the door? Yeah, I could say you just have vision of that one.
Yeah, I'm just going to touch like a part of the blood that is in my clothes, and just throw the needle at this one.
All right.
Sorry, just a second.
All right, 15. That is going to be a single missile doing 1d4 plus caster level. So
2 points of damage.
2 points of damage to that zombie. It hits this zombie, not quite downing him, but you see as it takes the hit and stumbles. You see the caretaker like almost like scream as he sees like the blood oozing out of some of your pores there. Absolutely terrified.
And then I just entered the house.
All right. And he's like, you can now everyone hears the caretaker like yelling and screaming inside. All right. With that, then, Hundo, you are up.
Well, I think we've got to make some more progress in this, and I feel like I'm going to try to do it. But I guess I'm going to step into the house and say, what can you tell us about getting rid of these zombies?
I don't know. The specter and zombies started a little while ago. But I would say maybe a month ago. It wasn't bad at first. She would randomly kind of appear and just float around, but she's gotten more and more aggressive over the past several days.
Well, we've reduced her to ash, and now we've got to figure out how to stop the zombies. We were thinking about putting her ashes back into her crypt. Do you know if her urn is still in that crypt to the southeast?
Well, she looked like Kiara Carver. Her remains were moved recently to make room for the Baron's new wife.
Right. So do you know where her urn is?
Well, her bones are in the Duger's crypt.
Ooh, which one is that?
And he points. It's the third one that you guys investigated, the closest one to the house.
Okay. And her bones are in there. And what are they contained in?
They're just wrapped up in cloth in the sarcophagus.
Oh, so she has a sarcophagus still.
No, in the sarcophagus that's inside there. It's not her sarcophagus. Basically lets you know that basically her remains were just moved to another sarcophagus to make room for the Baron's new wife when he was buried with her.
Okay. So she doesn't have a unique urn or sarcophagus that we could return her to?
I mean, we could put her back in her original sarcophagus in the Carver's tomb.
Yeah. Ashes and bones and all. That's probably a good plan. Are you safe enough in here with the doors locked?
I should be. They haven't been able to make it in yet.
Do you have anything that...
This terrifying figure has made it in, and he points towards Merlin.
Yeah. Do you have anything that might aid us? Holy water or holy symbols or anything?
No, and he looks around his house, and you can see there are like on the walls several different like things up on the walls. You see like holy symbols of some sort, symbols for Justicia, symbols for Dianthar. Like there's several symbols on the wall of this building, and he's pointing to them like there's several. Take your pick.
I don't know if Justicia would appreciate a thug like me running around with her. Well,
You're doing good today, at least. So.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's one to Denthar, one to Justicia. Any other choices?
Pretty much each holy, deity that you can think of. There's a symbol in here for them.
Oh, okay.
This man is apparently very, very, terrified and has all this stuff in his house to protect him from the spirits.
Something, pro-life, anti-undead.
Any of the lawful ones have undead as their opposed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not lawful. And I don't want to desecrate anybody's religion or whatever. But, all right, I'm just going to grab a good lawful symbol here that looks like it might aid me against the undead. And then I'm going to encourage Merlin with his bag of ashes to come with me. The mission being collect bones at the closest crypt and then return both to the sarcophagus while zombies come at us, apparently, in hordes.
I guess so. You can easily get a symbol for Guran. Guran is the main religion that is served here.
Okay, that sounds worthwhile. Okay, thank you very much, groundskeeper, and hopefully you're in another hour the perils will be over here, and you'll be restored.
Thank you so much. You and Merlin step back outside the house, or Merlin, you stay inside?
Well, I'm coming with him.
Okay. So you guys step outside the house. You hear the door creak and close behind you. You hear the clicking and locking of some mechanism. You hear the wood shifting of like a bar being put over the door. And then you hear the dragging of something heavy being put back in front of the door. And with that, we're back up to Levi.
I'm gonna give this one the long sword in front of me.
Okay. And 9, just enough for 2 points of damage. You slice off its arm that is currently reaching for you, but it does stay up. All right,
Yeah.
Pin. Pin, you muted?
Wow, I keep doing that. Sorry.
It's all good.
Okay, I'm gonna fire my short bow at this guy.
All right, you still have the hand in front of you as well.
Oh, the hand is there. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna attack the hand,
All right.
and then I'm gonna shield bash it.
With an 8, it dodges out of the way as you go to attack, and then the shield, you're trying to hit it, and your shield kind of bounces off the ground as you go to smack it with the shield.
Death by zombie hand. Oh my god.
All right, Pete.
I will Warhammer the one that's in front of me here.
Okay.
Oops, don't know why it happened twice.
All
Doesn't
good.
matter.
About the same result. As you go to strike it, it kind of like shambles to move to attack you, and you swing and miss and hit the ground with your Warhammer. All right. With that, the creatures are up. So that zombie is going to attack against you, Pete. That is a 17, which I believe just hits for 3 points of damage.
Yeah, I gotta take another HP of damage from that boil or whatever, too.
Okay, yep, from exerting yourself. So you can all go ahead and let you do that. 1 more point of damage.
Sure.
The hand is going to attack at Pin, leaping at him to scratch him. Oof,
Oh,
that's a natural
God.
20. 1 point of damage. So not too bad on the damage. And then your short sword that you've been using lands 6 feet away from you. So basically just in the next square over it basically, as it leaps at you, you try to block it away, and your hand, it slips out of your hand and lands off to your side.
Great.
All right. With that, more zombies go stumbling forward. This one's continuing to flee down out of the way. Looks like Levi is starting to get a bit surrounded down there. As all these zombies are falling forward. And I think these 3 up here have begun to shamble back. It looks like the fear on them has worn off. All right, that leaves us with 1 more zombie attack against Pin.
Ow.
Oof, now I'm starting to roll well. That's not good. 2 points of damage. As you're unarmed and you got your shield up, but your weapon's missing. A supernatural frost spreads out from the wound in a lacy web, causing an additional D8 of intense pain. That's going to be 2. Dissipates next round, but until the next full moon, you take an extra 1 point of damage from all cold-based attacks. So you take an additional 2 points of damage. All right. 2 more attacks against Levi. The first one is going to miss, and then the second one is going to miss as well, as you start to block away these creatures' attacks. All right. This time, no additional zombies seeming to rise at this moment, and we are back up to Merlin.
All right. So, do you have any idea where the body of the first wife is?
Yes,
Yeah.
she's in this crypt just to your south.
Where we saw that the crypt was slightly open.
All right.
I think we've read.
Yeah. I'm going to move alongside you, like towards there. This zombie here is alive.
Yes, it's wounded, and but it's still up.
Okay, I'm just gonna shoot him so dead, and then I'm gonna move.
Okay.
Um.
Ooh, very good. Single powerful missile that does 4d12 plus caster level of damage.
Wow, that's a powerful one. Okay.
Good
Shiba!
roll.
You obliterate this guy. In fact, Pete, you probably have a little bit of goo on you from this guy just like exploding in front of you, and he's just gone. He's just gone.
And that's it. Then I'm just gonna move my full movements towards this place here.
Okay. And Hundo, you're up.
All right. I think I'm gonna, if I can, let you do that, and I'm gonna try to aid Levi. He's looking like he's in trouble here, so I'm gonna leave collecting the bones to you.
Okay.
See if
With
I can't
your
rescue.
larger steps, you just take all of your action to just sprint. Boom, 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 as your larger footprint stomping in the ground as you go charging towards Levi to assist, getting almost all the way there. All right. With that, then we are up to Levi.
I'm going to attempt to cast Magic Shield on myself,
All right.
and I'm going to use my Fleeting Luck.
Perfect.
Can I use all of it at once?
Cast first and then use it afterwards, just to determine where you're at.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you spell burn before and you use luck after.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that one doesn't. For some reason, that one doesn't roll for me now.
Not rolling for you? Okay, go ahead and just roll a d20 plus 2.
Nice.
All right, an 18. An 18. 18. If you use 2 points of your fleeting luck, it'll bump you up to a 20. An 18 casts a shield that provides a plus 4 bonus to AC for 1d3 rounds. When casting the spell, the caster can apply the shield to himself or an ally. If you bump it up to a 20, the caster conjures a shield that provides a plus 4 bonus to AC for 1d3 turns. When casting the spell, the caster can apply the shield to himself or an ally. In addition to the AC, a shield also blocks magic missile automatically. So there's really no point in bumping it up because it's the same time, same AC, and you don't think these guys are casting magic missile.
Wasn't 1d3 turns and 1d3 rounds?
It was both of them. I think are 1d3 turns. Yeah, both of them are 1d3
okay.
turns. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not.
Okay. So that's a plus 4 to your AC. Go ahead and roll me the d3. All right, so that is, it wasn't plus caster level or anything like that. Yep, so for 10 minutes, you have a plus 4 to your AC. All right, then with that, Pin, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to take out my hand axe, and I'm going to got 2 people on me. Okay, can I like shield bash one and attack the other?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna attack this guy with my hand axe and shield bash this guy.
All right.
All right, you haven't been used in a while. Be nice to me, hand axe.
A 12 is enough for 8 points of damage. You bring your hand axe down mightily, smashing this hand, and it splits in half, and his rotting fingers kind of just fall off to the side, and the hand is done. And you bring up your shield to swing at the zombie, but just before it gets to you, swing a little bit too early, so it misses wildly.
Can I burn luck?
You need a 4 points of luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn 4 points.
Okay.
Because it's his last game anyhow.
Yeah.
All right, roll me the d4 for damage. All right, that'll be enough, and you down this zombie.
And let's see. So 11. I haven't used any luck all game.
All right. Any movement? Stay put.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Get your sword.
oh yeah. I'm gonna go pick up my sword.
Okay.
And
Sounds-
then I've got what? I got 19 feet left.
Roughly.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, you can move the 20 if you want. That's fine.
All right, I'll move down there. Oops. Start going towards the Levi to help him out.
All right. Then with that, Pete, you're up.
I'm gonna move as far as I can down here, and then try to get rid of these boils by healing myself.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, no problem. You get 5 dice of healing. So you'll heal yourself for your 2 dice, and then the other 3 will go towards healing those boils. So go ahead, and that is 2d8 of healing. All right, 9 points of healing. We'll apply that, so you're back up to full. Man, yeah, you burned all that bad luck last time.
Apparently.
So you're up to 2 points of fleeting luck now.
Nice.
All right. With that, we are back up to the creatures. So we've got, looks like 1 zombie killed that round. And its hand does come back.
Oh God. The hands. And of course he's gonna take a swing at Pin.
You hear some banging coming from the house where you just left. It seems that the zombies that were turned originally have come back, and they are now trying to get back into the house. This zombie hand will attack Pin. That is only a 9, so that will miss. The 2 paralyzed zombies can't move. These other ones continue shambling forward. This one's going to come at Hundo, the new guy that just ran in, got his attention.
I gotta get a turn going on down there.
This one's still feared and running away. So with that, that's going to be the first one. I'll just go against Hundo because it's just 1. That is going to be a 19 for 3 points of damage. So I believe that does hit. So 3 points of damage to Hundo. And then that'll be 4 attacks versus Levi. And Levi, your AC is +4 currently, bumping you up to 17. First one. Natural 1 is going to miss. Go ahead and roll me. What is your attack damage? You using your longsword? Levi, go ahead and roll me a d8. All right, 4. As this one lunges at you, you bring up your sword to parry, and you are going to down this one, slicing off its arm. All right, the next one. That is a miss. The next one, another natural 1. This one is just going to suffer negatives to its next attack. And then the last one, 16, just misses. So we'll say this is the one that stumbled, and it has negatives to its attack. All right. And with that, 4 more zombies arrive. Rising up out of the ground. All right, we are back up to Merlin.
All right. Just a second. Let me just check my movements here. So, yeah, I can pretty much. Okay, so I'm gonna use my movement to come here and my action to enter in this place.
All right, the gate is still closed. Pin didn't make it in. So it's closed and locked.
Is the locker made of what?
It looks like it's just iron. So again, it's like an iron box where the two doors come together, and there seems to be a large keyhole in the front of it.
Okay, I'll cast just a second. I'll cast Flaming Hands. I'll try to melt this metal so it can open.
Okay. There goes everyone's fleeting luck. Lost, failure, and worse. Go ahead and roll me the d6. And your luck is +2, so that'll be a 4. So you just actually it'd be like an 8 because it's plus. So it'll just be a misfire. So for a misfire, do I have that table in here? Let's go ahead and open up. That was magic missile, right? Or no, that was flaming hands. Flaming hands.
No, flame. Yeah.
So flaming hands. Does it have its misfire table? Go ahead and roll me a d4. Four. All fire within 15-foot radius of the caster is immediately snuffed out. I don't think there's any other flames within 15. It looks like the torch that Hundo's carrying is just outside that range. So you go to let off this fire, and you see nothing manifest, and you almost feel like a strong wind blow around you. And nothing seems to happen.
Whoosh. Okay.
All right. So that spell is lost. You can spell burn to get it back, but currently it is lost. All right. With that, then, Hundo, you are up.
All right. I'm going to chop this guy, but I'm getting really low on hit points. I might go try to help with that gate after this chop here. So let's see.
You hear barking off in the distance. 14 will definitely hit, or 11 points of damage. And you down this one.
All right. I run to help with the gate here.
Okay. All right. Well, that then, Levi, you are up. Still surrounded by these zombies.
I hope your shield's hold, man.
Alright, I'm gonna try to cut my way out of here, I guess.
All right.
I will, going to attack the guy right to the right of me.
Got it?
Yep.
He's the one that you already severed one of his arms off.
Yep.
And that will be enough to down that guy. Nice strong strike right through this midsection, and it collapses, stumbling backwards, no longer moving. Alright, staying put where you're at.
I'm gonna move to here.
Okay. And Pin, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot this guy. Wow.
Arrow, you hear land on the kind of rough dirt path on the far side, skidding to a stop.
Work.
All right, Pete.
Can I move?
Oh, yeah, you can move.
All right. So I'm gonna move my full movement to right there.
All right. As you do, the hand tries to leap at you as you're running away, but
Oh wait,
misses.
I thought I killed that.
No, you killed the zombie, and it rose up on the zombie turn. It rose up, the hand.
Oh. Okay.
You're good though. It tried to grab you, but it missed, and you are able to get away from it. All right. So Pete.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to as far as I can go, and then in the cone there, try to do another turn on these. Yeah, probably on these 3. I don't know how far it goes, but maybe that guy at the well, if I can get that far.
Yeah. 13. It will turn 1.
Okay, let's get the one that's standing by north of Levi there.
Okay, so that's the closest one. That's the one that's unwounded, unmessed up at all. So in its turn, it will begin to flee. And again, turn creature turns 1. And it will get a saving throw for that. So it'll have to beat a 13 on its save. That's fine. All right, then it is up to them, and he will try to make his saving throw. Well, these guys actually do have a pretty strong will. So he will save against that turn, and he will not turn. Oops, wrong button. There we go. All right, so you try to turn him. You see it gain its attention and look like it wants to flee, but then stays put. All right, we've got 3 zombies down, so that is 3 opportunities for their hands to animate, but none of them do. So these 3 zombies are done and dealt with. So we are going to have some movement as these ones continue moving forward. And I think that one continues to flee. I think we've gone through enough rounds that this one's no longer fleeing and will be coming back. All right, so that'll be 1 attack versus pin. The zombie shambles forward, attacks against a 16. I think that's just enough, right? Yep, that is enough.
Yeah.
So pin, you'll take 4 points of damage from that bite. And then 2 attacks versus Levi, as these last 2 standing. The first one is going to miss. The second one will be -2. And it misses anyways. All right. And no more zombies rising on that turn. So with that, we are back up to Merlin.
Okay, still kind of hard to open this place. We don't have any kind of key or anything like this, right?
You have not seen a key or any of any kind.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up my crowbar, and I'm just gonna try to force open the locker.
Okay, I would say using a crowbar, you'll get a +2 to this roll. So make a strength check, +2.
Okay. So that +2.
Yep.
Typical
You're able to get it in there, and then as you're trying to get it, it keeps like slipping off. You can't find quite like the right angle to get it to latch on.
Typical wizards. It's true. Yeah, I just shut up and let the other guy do it. So yeah, that's it.
All right, Hundo, you're up.
Right. I'm going to take the edge of my shield and my large strength and just put everything I've got into breaking that lock.
Okay. So this again will be, because of your larger size, again, I'll give you a +2 as well.
Oops.
So that'll be a 14. Do you have any strength bonus? Strength is +1, so that bumps it up to a 15. So 15 is going to be just enough. You can hear the metal creaking and straining against your efforts, but you finally hear something inside the locking mechanism snap and break, and the gate creaks open.
Okay. Then I run to stand next to Pete here.
All right. With that, then, Levi, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna give the guide directly above me
Okay.
a little bit of the mithril sword.
6 points of damage. You're starting to get a little bit tired swinging at all of these guys, and this swing comes in and almost deflects off of one of its bones without doing any damage. All right, Pin.
Okay, so let's just I have my sword back, right? Yep. Okay, so we'll go ahead and follow it up with a shield bash.
Oh, you absolutely smash this guy. And give him a slight nudge with your shield after the fact. The 6 points of damage is enough to smash this thing, and he goes down.
Alright, and I'm going to get in front of this guy.
Okay. All right, Pete.
I don't have the everybody's like HPs. Which of the three fighters in front of me looks most wounded?
Looking at him, Hundo looks like he's struggling the most.
Yeah, well, it's perfect. He's right in front of me here, so we'll try to cure him.
All right, he is chaotic, so I believe that is opposed. So you will get 1d12 of healing, Hundo.
And then my disapproval goes up because that's sin. Is that correct?
Not necessarily, because you are doing it to help someone who is fighting somebody as opposed to your god, because he's killing and fighting undead. So I'd say for this one, since it's not something out of greed or something else that you guys are doing, she will not punish you for that one, or he won't. All right, 11 points of healing. Looks like Hundo, you already put that in, so perfect. All right.
I really needed that. Thanks, Pete.
You betcha.
Good roll on that, too. All right, then with that, the zombies are up. So more movement forward. Those two are still paralyzed. They're going to be paralyzed for a while. I think basically until you guys leave. And then with that, we've got 3 attacks versus Levi, 1 attack versus Pin. So first attack versus Pin. That is going to be a miss. First attack versus Levi. That'll be a miss. Second attack versus Levi is -2, which knocks it down to an 18, so it won't be a critical. But an 18 will still hit, so you'll take your 1 point of damage. And the third one attacks, regular. And that is a 15, is going to miss. Well, I guess I timed that right with the -2 for you. All right. That is going to be their movement. And 3 more zombies are going to arrive.
Oh my gosh.
Coming from a little bit further away this time, as most of the graves near you have risen already. But you hear moaning from further off in the graveyard. All right, we're back up to Merlin.
We're gonna kill
Right,
these-
I don't have like much familiarity with wizards in spellcasting at the moment. So what is a spell burn again?
Spellburn is prior to casting your spell. You can sacrifice either strength, dexterity, or stamina in order to boost your spell casting. You do that before you cast the spell. So you say basically, your wizard cuts his hand and sacrifices 4 points of stamina in order to add a +4 to his spell casting.
Okay, I take that there's no way that I can recover this flaming hands, right?
Yeah, you burn 1 point of spell burn. So you can either choose your strength, your dexterity, or your stamina. You sacrifice 1 point and you gain your spell back.
Okay, last question. Is this an action or can I do this and cast a spell?
Do that and cast a spell is fine.
Alright, so I'm gonna sacrifice 1 point of my strength then.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my flaming hands back and I will try to melt this lock again.
It's already broken open.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in. Do I see the body there?
Okay, so you go to examine and you see that the coffin, so there's 2 large sarcophaguses. The one on the right is slightly, just ajar. Like it was put back, but not put back properly.
Mm-hmm. And, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna drop this ashes from the, the spectre there, like in this place.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, nothing too complicated. I'm just gonna open the sack and just drop it. And don't have time to do anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna cast flame hands here, and I'm just gonna try to burn everything to the ground and get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Alright. Please don't roll beds, please. Yeepa!
17. Go ahead and roll that d6. All right, you said you were targeting the sarcophagus that's cracked open?
Yeah. But like the idea is, yes, but the idea is to put the entire structure on fire.
The structure's mostly stone, so burning the structure won't really be too possible. But you know, since it's slightly ajar, you aim at like the crack that's open there, and you fire your flaming hand. You see the flames shoot inside of the sarcophagus and start to come out of the seeps out of the cracks of the lid as the flame erupts inside of this thing. As you do that, you hear a howl, and it seems that the spirit of the Kiara Carver rises once again and howls at you.
But I did burn the urn, the ashes, and everything, right?
Yeah.
Your flames went inside her. You were told that her bones are wrapped in cloth inside, and you said you threw the ashes in there.
Yeah, and then I just burn everything.
The flames go in there, but she still seems to rise out.
We're supposed to take her body back to the other place.
To her
So I
original.
guess there's no body in the mummy.
Well, you'd know that bones wouldn't necessarily turn to ash from fire necessarily. So with that, she rises up, and you guys all hear the echo of a loud wail coming from the inside of this tomb behind you guys. All right, with that, then we are up to Hundo.
Shit. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna go for this guy right in front of me.
Okay.
We're gonna log down here and lose our wizard. All right.
All right, a 21, a mighty swing. You lob this thing's head off, and the head goes sailing across the graveyard out of view as the body tumbles to the ground.
All right. I'm gonna move towards the crypt here.
Okay.
Maybe so I'm still absorbing an attack from this guy here.
Okay. All right, Levi.
Alright, I want to attack the guy directly below me.
Okay.
Okay.
18 or 19 for 3 points of damage. You slash across this thing. It stumbles backwards, trying to reach out at you, but it too falls to the ground motionless. All right, and Pete.
I'm gonna move down here and try to turn kind of a straight line east.
Big roll, big roll.
Within 30 feet, you'll turn one more, and it will have a save of 13 against that. So I'll go ahead and just roll his save right now.
Dang.
He succeeds. No turning. All right, on the zombies' turns, the ones that had just risen and the one that was originally feared all begin moving their way towards you guys. Zombies will continue to move in. So that'll be, again, I'll start at the top since Pin only has one attack versus Pin. That one's going to hit for 3 points of damage. Then we'll have, looks like 2 against Hundo. That'll be a miss. And a hit. Just barely hitting you for 3 points of damage. Alright, first one versus, actually it's only going to be 2 against Levi as well. So first one versus Levi is at -2. So that one wildly misses. And then the second one, the new zombie that just arrived, an 11 also misses. All right. And with with that, the Wailing Ghost will go ahead and attempt to attack at Merlin inside here. So it lunges forward at you. That is a 22. So go ahead and give me a will save. That is a fail. So you're going to take 2 points of stamina damage, dropping you down to 12 or 11. And you feel the cold, icy touch around your hand as she grabs you. And that is going to be it on that turn as she's grabbed you now and is just wailing at you. All right, that is all of their turns. So Merlin, you are up. This ghostly figure having latched onto you around your throat.
I took 2 points of damage as well, right?
2 points of stamina damage. I already put it in. Oh, I already put it in for you.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna cast Flaming Hands this bitch as well, and well, let's see what can I do with this Flaming Hands. Come on, give me a roll. Oh, come on.
Oof, lost, but no additional penalties, so you just lose the spell. Again, you try to cast it, and the little bit that was burning inside there started to go out a little bit, and you feel sparks come off your hand, but they don't manifest into anything else.
That's okay. And then I'm just gonna move here.
All right, you try to run out of the place. All right. As she was latched onto you, she will one more time try to drain your stamina. That's an 18, so I think that does hit. Give me one more will save. And that one is just enough as you're able to get out of her grasp. You don't take any additional strength drain. All right. With that, then, we're up to Hundo.
Well, I don't know which I'm better off doing, helping her. I'm just gonna attack the guys in front of me here.
All right. Clearly striking through with 10 points of damage. You down this guy, no problem.
All right. Then I had to try to intervene with this Banshee here.
Okay. This guy being a bit slow, I'm going to give him a reflex to see if he's able to attack you as you leave. Yep, he will. So as you leave his range, he's going to make one swipe at you. But it's going to be a miss at 15. All right. With that then, Levi, you're up. 2 zombies still in front of you.
Right.
Okay. Oh yeah, 4 points of damage. You slice through this creature with your sword, and it crumbles to the ground in a heap. All right, Pin.
Okay. We're gonna attack that guy. Shield bash, follow up.
All right, you smash him with your short sword, cleaving his head in two, and 10 points of damage. Easily downs this guy. All right, Pete.
Okay, so as Hondo's going past, I'm just gonna. Are you going in there?
I'm going after that Banshee, I guess.
Okay, I'll try to keep you from being swarmed, and I'll get my shield up, come try to warhammer this guy to keep anybody from swarming the.
You still have that paralysis, right?
I do. I can try it again.
Yeah, that was pretty successful against the Banshee.
Okay, I'll try to get rid of this one zombie here, and then we'll try to hit paralysis again next turn here.
Okay. All right, with a 12, 2 points of damage. You smash this zombie, and it stumbles backwards, but it stays upright. All right, and with that, we're back up to the zombies. So the ghost comes flying out of the crypt. Hundo is the first person it sees, so she will reach out at Hundo. That's going to be a 23, so give me a will save. That is enough. You fight off the effects. You feel the icy touch of her hands, again, almost going into your chest, like through your armor, grabbing your chest. But then she is going to follow that up with a wail. So I need, that's going to be Merlin, Hundo, and Pete, all to give me will saves.
Do I get an advantage for having stuffed my ears?
Yeah, I'll give you a +2 on that. So it's a 13-13. So Pete and Hundo will both save, but Merlin, you are frightened by that wailing sound and the fact that she just grabbed you. So you are going to have to flee from her on your turns. All right. Then the zombies are up. The first one attacking Pete, but missing. And then we've got one zombie left to attack Levi. And this is a -2. That is going to miss. And then these zombies all continue shambling forward. And then we've got...
Man, we are in the middle of a mess.
5. Only one of these guys is going to have his hand animate. So that'll be 1, 2... this one here in front of Levi, its hand will reanimate. Oh, I forgot there's a hand up here too. This guy's got to come down here and do something. He'll start moving his way down here, trying to find the person that ran away. All right, so it's one hand. We'll attack at Levi. That is going to be a 17, so just hits for 1 point of damage. All right, with that, we're back up to Merlin.
So I have to use my action as well, right? To run away.
To run away, yep.
Okay, so... Sorry, just a second.
All right. You spend your time fleeing in terror into the graveyard. All right, then Hundo. You can make another will save at this point too. Sorry.
Me?
Yep.
Merlin?
Yeah, Merlin, make one more will save at the end of your turn. Nope, still frightened. All right, Hundo, you're up. Banshees come out. Her hands are like through your armor, grabbing your chest, and you can feel the icy touch of her like nails into your skin.
Yeah, I try to chop off that arm, and I've got my that holy symbol in my other hand of Xeron. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but
All right, go ahead and swing.
Apparently.
Whoosh!
Oof, very good. Blow to the cranium staggers the foe. The foe must make a fort save or sink to the floor unconscious. So that is a 12 that she's got to make. That was a will save. Fort save. Got to be a 12. She fails. All right, so she will take 8 points of damage from that attack. You slice through and like ethereal through one of her arms, and that arm kind of like ethereal kind of like dissipates and disappears. We'll apply that damage, and she starts to like sink to the ground, like into the ground. You can see her form disappearing into the ground. All right, great hit.
Does that take my frighten?
Not yet, because she's still within view, even though she's injured. But I'll give you a boost of +2 on your next will save. All right, then with that, Levi, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to attack the him.
All right.
Oh.
The small creature moving rapidly. You go to swing at it, but it darts out of the way and you miss. Your sword clanging into the earth.
Where's your cricket, Levi?
Right now.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he didn't come into the graveyard.
Good reminder. See, that's why we got a party here, to remind these kind of things. All There you go.
It's his day off.
All right, so my cricket's gonna come over here and attack the hand too.
All right. Your cricket's
Yeah,
been uneasy
I've seen-
and worried and hiding in your cloaks, but it jumps out now. All right, the 20 does 1 point of damage to the hand, kicking it, but the hand is still moving. All right, with that, we are up to Pin.
Okay. This guy, is he dead or?
He's hurt. He basically got sliced when he was attacking.
Okay. Well, let's just finish him off. Why not?
Oh yeah, you definitely finish him off. 7 points of damage puts him down. All right, any movement or staying where you're at?
Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'll move here.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Decides fine. All right then, Pete, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna ignore the. He's gonna get an attack probably here, but I'm gonna move. Where do I want to go? Maybe down here, but I'm still gonna try to do a paralysis.
All right, he does get an opportunity to attack, but he rolls a 4 and misses.
Pull out the magic staff again, and let's see if I can get another repeat on this. Not bad.
That's still very good. The cleric's melee weapon and missile fire weapon to charge with paralysis. So your weapon is currently charged with paralysis, so you have to attack a creature.
Great.
All right. The paralyzed creature is unable to move. Take those guys. Okay, so it looks like it'll get a will save, and it'll be a will save versus the 19. So we'll remember that. All right. So with that, you successfully cast, and with that, the creatures are up. The creature is sinking into the ground. I don't think that continues for multiple rounds. Where was that crit? Below the cranium, the foe must make a fort save or sink to the floor unconscious. It's not going to go unconscious, but she floats to the ground, and she still hasn't come back up then. She's staggered from that attack, and you can see her ethereal form kind of like half in the earth, still kind of sinking into the ground. As she's sinking into the ground, she'll let out a wail, but both of you already succeeded against it, so it's not going to take any effect right now, as she screams out. The zombies are all going to come moving forward. This one's dead. We'll go ahead and roll its d6 to see if its hand comes back, which it does not. This hand moves forward. This one moves forward and will attack your cricket. These guys continue to shamble forward, getting closer and closer. And that is it for the moment. So first attack versus Hundo. One zombie bite. It's going to be a miss. One zombie bite versus Pete. It's going to be a miss. One zombie bite versus Levi's Familiar. I believe that's going to hit a 20 for 3 points of damage. But it is still up. Doesn't kill your cricket. And then the hand. One attack against Levi. One attack against Pin. So starting with Levi. That will hit for 2 points of damage. And then one versus Pin. That will be a miss. And as that happens, I'm going to reduce this a little bit, as most of the graves have already emptied, but 4 more zombies. And these all seem to be rising down in this area where Merlin is by himself.
Damn it.
So around you, Merlin, you see and hear several shambling as the earth starts to toil and creatures start to rise up out of the ground. All right, and we are back up to Merlin.
So I can only run, right?
No, give me another will save.
So plus shield,
2.
you said?
Yep.
Okay. Ah!
Yeah, you are still afraid and fleeing.
Alright, so... But I don't need necessarily to move in this direction here, right? Can
Yeah,
move
just
in this
as
direction.
long as it's away from her.
All right, so okay, so I'm gonna move here.
All right. And you continue to sprint and flee off into the graveyard. All right. With that, then, Hundo, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to finish off this prone and ethereal banshee here.
All right. A 20 with the longsword. This is going to do 9 points of damage. And that will be enough as you slice through her. Once again, her form starts to dissipate, leaving behind a bluish turquoise ash.
We didn't put that in the right place.
All right. With that, then, Levi, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to attack the hand to the right.
You bring your sword down, destroying these severed digits, and this thing is gone.
And then my cricket's going to attack the guy next to him.
Okay.
Go, Jiminy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Go, Jiminy. So 6 stunning blow. The PCs falls to the bottom of the initiative order. Well, he's dead, so he's not falling anywhere. He's just falling on the ground. All right. Any movement from you, Levi?
I'm going to move in here.
Okay. All right. With that, then, Pin, you are up.
Yeah, I am going to deal with this little hand here.
Okay.
Cool.
Ooh, nice. And you smash that little hand and then smack it with your shield, flinging it back. It lands scuttering across the ground. Free to move if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm not letting Levi have all the fun.
All right. With that, then, we are back up to Pete.
Okay, I guess I was gonna stun the lady, but Laura took care of it there, so I am going to just attack the zombie.
Okay. And that is a 16 for 2 points of damage. That is going to stagger the creature, but he's still standing.
So he's got to do a will save or something against the paralysis?
Oh, yes. So that was a 19 that he's got to do his paralysis against. So that's a 19 on the will save. He rolled a 19 plus 2. He succeeds against the paralysis.
Fixed. It's fixed.
Red.
And that charge, go ahead and roll me a d4 really quick, Pete. So for 5 rounds that lasts. So you still got 4 more rounds of that charge. All right. With that, then, the creatures are up. So that'll be just going in order from left to right here. We'll start with against Pete. That is a 20 for 3 points of damage. So that will hit as it tries to bite down on your arm again. Then we have attack against Hundo. That is a 20 for 2 points of damage. Looks like these zombies are starting to get into the flow of things. This zombie here, let's see if his hand animates, and it does. So one more animated hand right there in front of Levi's cricket. And then that hand will attack the cricket. That'll be a miss. And then we've got a bite versus Levi, which will hit for 1 point of damage. And then a bite versus Pin, which will be a hit as well for 1 point of damage. And these 4 zombies will go scrambling after Merlin. All right, we're back up to Merlin.
Okay. Do I need to do will save again or?
No, she's gone, so you are no longer feared. You can no longer see her.
Woo!
She is gone.
Okay. I'm gonna magic missile this country. So let me cast. Oh, I lost.
Running, you turn and you finger guns at the zombie, and nothing comes out. Your pores begin to bleed slightly, but no additional effects.
I don't think I have blood anymore. So I'm just gonna move here.
Okay. All right, Hundo, you are up.
All right, I still got this guy in front of me.
Yep.
Check him out.
That is enough to down that one, and you brutally slash through this creature, leaving it in a pile mess of muck and bones. And at this time, too, you remember that the caretaker said that he had moved the remains from the Carver tomb and put them in the Duger's tomb, and that possibly putting them back would satiate the spirit.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to use my movement to get back in there and grab those burned bones.
Okay. All right. With that, then, we are down to Levi.
Okay, I'm going to attack the guy right beside me.
9, just enough. Your sword goes through the creature as you bring it back out in a bloody mess. This creature grabs its chest and then stumbles to its knees and then falls to its side, no longer moving.
And then I'm going to have the cricket attack the hand.
Okay. And the mighty cricket kicks the hand. It goes sailing backwards, landing with a thump, and no longer moving.
And I'm going to move back some because I'm getting kind of low on his points.
Okay. All right. With that, Pin, you're up. Just got the one zombie left standing in front of you.
Yeah. All right.
And ooh, I'll tell you, you can take back the shield bash if you want, because the creature was already dead from your initial attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take that back.
you already attacked it, so you wouldn't really have any reason to shield bash it. So that goes away. All right.
We get our fleeting luck back.
Yeah, do you remember who had fleeting luck at that point?
I had a point.
Okay, so click on the fleeting luck and you can add that back in. It's fine. All right. Then with that, we're up to Pete.
Okay, I gotta try to get rid of this zombie that's pestering me here.
Oh, 1 point of damage. You bring your warhammer in, just striking it across the top of its head, but it does enough damage to stumble this creature, and it drops to the ground, no longer moving.
Okay, and then I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. All right. With that, we've got 4 dead zombies this round. And 1 will rise back up. So we'll just do the 3rd from the left. So 1 zombie underneath you, Pin. The hand animates, twitches, and leaps at you.
These damn hands.
Ooh, sat there on the natural 20 and then fell to the 2. So you're looking at a 4 is going to be a miss. This thing cannot get a hold of you. These other zombies continue moving towards Merlin. And we're back up to Merlin.
Oh god. Okay,
Just
I'm not tired.
Kite the zombies.
I'm absolutely fucked. So I'm just gonna move towards my melee fighter companions.
Okay.
To try to survive. That's it.
All right.
Leroy Jenkins.
Hundo, you are up. So as you step inside, it would take you an action to shove off the top of the sarcophagus lid because it is large, cement lid. It is quite heavy. It slams to the ground with a loud, echoing sound within this chamber. And you look inside and you see the burnt remains of some cloth and a bunch of bones that are piled up there. There wasn't currently another skeleton in here, so it seems like the remains that were put in here are the only remains that are currently in there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to collect those remains as best as I'm able.
Okay.
And carry them in my arms, I guess, because I don't have a sack or anything.
All right. So you gather up those as best you can. Let's see. Do you have a shield or? Yeah, you have a shield. I could say you use the shield as a plate to put all of the bones and the skull and everything on, all the remains onto your shield, so you can carry them on your shield.
Okay.
All right. So with that, that'll take basically your whole action there. So on next turn, you'll be able to start moving out of there. All right. With that, then we're up to Levi.
Okay, I'm going to move back over to here because I forgot to pick my bow up, so I dropped it.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick my bow up.
All right. So you run over, putting your sword away as you run over. You slide, grab your bow, pull out an arrow, and prepare to fire. You can go ahead and fire. I'll let you fire.
Oh, I can fire?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're far enough
Then
away that you guys can take a little bit extra time.
Shoot this one here.
Okay. Oh no! You pick up your weapon, pull your arrow, go to fire, and your bow slips out of your hand and falls back to the ground.
All right.
All right. Then Pin, you're up. You got that pesky hand next to you.
Yeah, let's get rid of that hand.
And you smash that hand to pieces.
I'm just gonna go right there.
All right. And with that, we're up to Pete.
Okay. My weapon's still charged up, I think, so I'll try to whack this one.
You got 2 more rounds of it. All right, that is going to smash that guy for 3 points of damage, and he goes down. All right, with that, the zombies are going to hear their ally get smashed and turn around and start moving towards you. Not quite able to get to you, 2 of them. One of them will reach you, and he will make 1 attack against you. Natural 1. He basically swings at you wildly, stumbling, almost doing twirling around like a 360, but still coming at you. All right. With that, Merlin, you're up. No more zombies seem to be rising at the moment.
So I'm gonna. Sorry, I was in mute. I'm gonna spell burn again to get my magic missile back.
Okay.
I think I can spell burn as much as I want, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can spell burn yourself. I'll generally say you can spell burn down to a 3. Once you get down to a 3 or below, you basically lose that. So if you burn your stamina or strength all the way down below 3, you basically can't even walk at that point. Somebody have to carry you.
All right. I'm gonna shoot this guy here that I'm talking to here.
Okay. All right. How many points of spell burn?
Just one, just to be able to cast again.
Okay. All right, then. With that, another single missile. It's going to do 1 point of damage plus caster level, so 2 points of damage. As this thing hits this zombie that's shambling towards Pete, it stumbles from getting hit in the side by this magic missile. But it's still coming. All right, and with that, we are up to Hundo.
All right. Sprinting.
And you go sprinting across with your dinner plate of bones. All right, then with that, Levi.
I'm going to fire. Wait, I'm going to pick my bow back up. And then I guess I'll fire at the one next to the dead one.
Okay.
That one.
Just outside of being in melee, so no worry about hitting your ally. And that arrow hits it straight in the ear, and you down that one. All right. Any movement? Staying where you're at.
I'm going to stay.
Okay. Then with that, Pin, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot that guy.
Okay. You're going to attempt to shoot him, but your arrow is going to land harmlessly on the far side.
Ugh, come on. All right, I'll start moving.
Your little dwarven guy, like, blast these things.
I
leave
know.
them to the elves. All right. Pete.
All right, I will try to attack the one to the southeast of me.
All right. You smash him for 2 points of damage, but he still seems to be coming.
Give him the old will save for the paralysis.
Yes, yes. Thank you. 19, he succeeds. Just succeeds. 19 was the AC. Or the DC. All right. Then with that, we're back up to the zombies. So 2 of them went down that round. No hands, so they are both gone. This one's going to continue moving forward, and that'll be 2 attacks versus Pete. The first, going to be a miss. The second, going to be a miss as well. All right, back up to Merlin.
All right. I'm gonna shoot this one here. And pew. Ah.
Finger guns. Pew! And a blank. Nothing goes off. They kind of spark for a second, but nothing happens. No manifestation.
You one luck to get to a not failure.
Yeah, good.
Nah, I'm okay.
All right. Hundo.
Sprint to the crypt.
All right. So you get to the crypt and start to make your way. Actually, did you guys open this one? I don't think you... Yeah, you did. I think you opened this one. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we open.
Okay, so you opened this one. Yep. All right, so it's open, so you're able to get inside. On the next turn, you'll be able to start moving the sarcophagus to put the bones inside. All right, then with that, we are back up to Levi.
Okay. I'm going with. Oh, no. I'm back. I'm gonna put my bow away and move my movement.
I think if you're using the ruler and you have the ruler out and you hit spacebar, it'll move to the end of that ruler.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, just FYI.
Oh, nice trick.
All right, so you put your bow away and go running forward.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then with that, we are up to Pin.
All right.
Not so fast, Elf. I'll get there first.
With my short, stubby legs. Yeah, and I'm gonna swing at that guy.
All right. And you smash that guy in the back of the head with your short sword, and he goes down, no longer All right. Then we are up to Pete. Only the one zombie left in front of you as this one collapses in front of you. And an 8 will just miss as you go to swing at it. It backs up out of the way and you swing wildly. All right. Now you'll give the zombie one more opportunity to bite at you. And that'll be a wild miss. So we're back up to Merlin.
I'm gonna move here. Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Okay. Then with that, we're up to Hundo. You step inside of the tomb. You're able to put the shield down. You can see that the crypt on the right-hand side has the figure, like a feminine figure, engraved like on the lid. So you know that's the the female side. You go to push off the lid. With your strength, you're able to move it fairly easily, especially with you still being larger. And then you're able to just dump the bones back in, or do you want to like place them in delicately, however you'd like?
I'll place them delicately, sure. Try to make them, fit where they were.
Like back into the shape of a human figure. All right.
Yeah.
So you put the bones back in as best you possibly can, and we'll see what happens. Go ahead.
We'll pour a little holy water in.
All right. With that, then, Levi, you are up.
Okay, I'm going to draw my sword and move down here to attack this one.
And you smash the last zombie to pieces, and down he goes. All right. Pin, you're up.
Well, there's nothing for me to do. Okay.
There's the paralyzed ones and the ones attacking the house, presumably.
Oh. Okay. I guess we can go there. We'll start heading that way. I guess double move, I guess?
Yep, you can. So while you move, Pete, you're up.
Yeah, I guess I'll start moving up to help too.
Okay.
Double move.
All right. As we get back to the top of the order, Hundo, in front of you, the figure of the ghost begins to rise again. But this time she seems to have much softer features. Her color seems much more, just monotone rather than the, image that you'd seen before. She almost seems to have her natural color back, this red hair and pale skin. And she looks at you and starts talking to you, but you hear no words coming out. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Pull the stuff out of my ears.
Yeah, go ahead and intelligence check. And with a 16, minus 8. You shouldn't be minus 8 for intelligence.
No. Why am I minus 8 for intelligence?
I do not know. But you're 16 minus 1, so I'm not sure how that rolled. I'll figure it out later. But 15. 15 is plenty. You're kind of reading her lips, trying to, make out what she's saying, and it looks like she's thanking you. Thank you for returning me to my husband. After that, after she thanks you, she sinks back down into the bones, into the ground, and disappears. And as she disappears, you see the zombies, the rest of you who are charging back up north, you see the zombies that are here, they turn around and begin shambling back towards their graves and sinking back down into the earth. And all the zombies seem to go away. And all seems quiet. All right. Everybody go ahead and give yourselves 8 experience for that, because that was like multiple encounters all piled together.
I'm gonna go up to the door and knock again on the house.
Okay. So you got back up to the house. Are they all gone? The pounding at the back stopped.
Yeah, the issue has been quelled. It's safe to come out.
Oh, thank you so much. And you hear the shifting again of the large item being moved, the wooden sound of a block bar being moved, the clicking and release of some kind of locking mechanism, and then the creak as the door begins to open. And the man steps out. Oh, thank you so much. I would have sworn I was done for. I may have to look for a new profession. This gravedigger stuff is just... It's after this, I don't think it's for me.
Needs to pay better, huh?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know hazard pay would be required.
Well, maybe a simple farmer is a better profession. It still involves digging.
Perhaps I can put my skills to use in that way. At this point, Hundo, your size reverts back to normal.
Here's your holy symbol back. Thanks for the use of that.
Oh, yes, I hope it was of some use. It really wasn't. He's like, wait a minute, I'll be right back. And he runs to the back, and you hear him shuffling through some things, and you hear like what sounds like a chest opening and closing, and him moving through a few things. And as he comes back forward, he hands you a sack. In that sack is gonna be 50 gold pieces. I'm gonna put this in the chat so you have it. 150 silver pieces and 250 copper pieces. It says, this is almost all of my life savings and payment for the last job, moving of Miss Carver. Thinking back, that is a job I should not have taken. And additionally, on top of that, there is and here's this old longsword that belonged to my grandfather. And it is a +1 longsword that looks quite ornate. It's a bit rusted, so it looks like it probably needs a little bit of TLC, but overall, it is a +1 longsword.
Is it, let's see, Dwarf is using a longsword, right?
No, short sword.
Short sword. How about Elf?
I can't use it. It has to be mithril.
Probably iron.
All right. Well, I think I'm the best candidate for it then. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you are.
You betcha.
All right. I take it up, and I know a little bit about magical swords. I try to make a mental connection with it. Reach out to it.
Yeah, as soon as you grab it, you can feel like static, almost like static electricity radiating up your arm, so you can tell that it has some magic to it.
Nice.
All right. With that, that's all I have. Would you be willing to escort me back to town? I'm famished. I've ran out of food like 2 days ago.
Yeah, we should be able to.
Thank you. And then with that, is there anything else you guys want to do in the graveyard?
Burn. No.
Exit.
Merlin, I will say that you can go and collect some more of where the specter died the second time. More of that like blue turquoise ash.
Okay. So I'm just gonna call this Spectre Ash.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. All right, with that, you guys look to leave the graveyard, escorting, and as this happens too, as you go to leave, the clouds overhead seem to start to dissipate, and a bit more light starts to come in. Not a lot, as you've been here for a while, and it's already started to get into the late afternoon, but you can tell the clouds overhead clear a bit, and you guys are able to make your way back to town. As you make your way back to town, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm soaked in blood, so I'll go for a shower, clean my clothes, kind of stuff, and then I'm just gonna try to rest a lot.
All right. Anybody else doing anything?
That's about the extent. Do we Is there anyone in town we need to talk to about this?
Not necessarily. It was only rumors of this going on. You weren't sent on the quest necessarily, but you were able to gain a bit of coin and free up this graveyard. So in the future, some possible benefits could come back your way.
Was there any before we leave the graveyard? Was there any of the ashes from the second time we killed the?
Oh, that's right.
Was that still there? I'm
That's
just wondering.
that's what Merlin collected.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The turquoise ash clearly has something. I mean, he hit it with fire and it turned back into a wraith. Now she's dead, but I wonder if it has
Maybe
other
properties. Yeah.
Did anyone split up that gold number?
It's in the chat. So it's 10 gold pieces each, 30 silver pieces each, and 50 copper each.
I don't know. I see that in the chat. I don't know, but okay.
And Hundo, you already have a longsword in your inventory, so I'll just change that one to longsword +1. So your to hit
Thanks.
will be at AB +1. Your damage will be 1d8 plus at AB +1. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that really quick just to see, make sure it all calculates correctly. So that was a 7. You rolled an 8. +1 strength, +1. Yep. Okay, that looks like it's working correctly.
Okay.
All right, so with that, you guys head back to town, are able to go about your business for the next few days, and I think we'll call it there. That was a good session. I tried to make the zombies feel as though they were, a horde that would just keep coming and could possibly become overwhelming, but I played them as kind of like minion-wise, so you didn't have to do a ton of damage to down them, because I wanted them to just seem like this unending wave that you guys were able to just like kind of slice through, but could possibly overwhelm you. Thank you for watching this episode of Stories from Valtara. If you're interested in playing DCC but don't know where to start, check out the Dungeon Crawlers Discord link below, where countless open games are posted both online and in person. And if you are enjoying this series, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.